All right, is it working? Let's see. All right, is it working? Let's see. Looks like it is. All right, is it working? Let's see. I have no idea how this works on YouTube. So let's see. It comes up there. There's chat. Okay, that's good. So I have to bear with me here if anybody is actually in chat. I am never actually live streamed on YouTube. It's always been on Twitch. So this is me trying to sort this out. So let's see if I can get this working correctly. It looks like everything's working okay, but just want to make sure. Got to pull up chat on the other computer. Mute that. And I think we're ready to go. Yep, I think we're ready to go. All right. So I can shut this down, I think. Yeah, I can shut that down. I got that there. That works. Let's get into the game. So, give it a couple of minutes. See if anybody actually hops in here. Oh, I guess I can turn my camera on. Where is it? Camera. There I am. All right, I think we're good here. Yeah, I think we are good. All right, so yeah, I have played a lot over the last couple of days. I was able to get back-to-back videos on Friday, and I just played a lot on Friday, really is what I ended up doing. Just played a lot on Friday. So I was able to get a video out on Friday, able to get a video out on Saturday, and now I'm going to do a live stream. I don't know how long we're going to go. We're going to go for a while. And while I wait for anybody to actually hop in, we'll just sort of review what's happened. I said at the end of the video I posted this morning was that I would sim ahead, and if I was in the playoff race, I would come back and I would live stream, or I would come back and my next video would be at towards the middle of the playoff race, and we're there. We are there. You can see we're 82-70. We're 18 and a half games out of first place, but we are a game at 2.5. Oh, we're down to 2.5 out of the wild card race. We had a really good August. We were 16-13 in August, 7-4 in September, so 23-17 in our last 40 games, which has been our best run of the year by far. Offensively, we still aren't particularly good. Pitching, we're still middle of the pack, which is why we're 8 games under 500. But we got a shot. I mean, we have a very tough schedule to finish up here. We've got 3 at Houston, 3 at LA, and then 4 against Tampa. So 3 teams that are ahead of us in the standings. Houston's 81-71. The Angels are 91-62, and then the Rays are 85-68. So it's not going to be easy here. And if you see me continuing to look to my left, that's where my computer is that has chat. I guess if I move the mic to the other side, I can move the other computer over. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. For now, I'm just going to leave it like this. This is how I do it when I stream for GM Games on Twitch, and it seems to work okay enough for me. So that is what we're going to do. Let's see. What do we want to do? We can look at the team stats, I guess. Finally a stream you can watch. Ken Triple, how are you, my friend? It's yeah, I figured I would I don't know. I was initially supposed to do a bunch of yard work today. I told my wife that I would take care of the garden for her, but it's been raining since last night. So I got out of it, so I get a couple hours back here, and I'm going to spend it streaming. How was your Saturday? You can see we are we're only 2.5 games out of the wild card right now. We're 72 and 80. It's either Rangers 75 and 78. On pace to make the postseason, 3 games under 500. So it's been a very balanced American League this year. I think the Angels have the best record with 91 wins right now. Yeah, 91 and 62 is the best record in the American League right now. So very balanced American League. So we have a shot. But again, we had a very tough schedule here over the last week and a half. Couple of things that went on in August and the beginning of September that you guys missed when I simmed offline. Joe Adell got hurt for the rest of the season. He was out. He's out for another 3 months here with a bum shoulder. You got your haircut and you got to eat a lot of nice food. What kind of food did you have? So Joe Adell got hurt, but in that time, we also signed him to a contract extension. So he had an opt-out for next season at 15.2. We were only paying like 13.7 or something like that. So we have him for 13.7 this year, 13.7 next year, and then we signed him to a 5-year, $121 million contract. The first year is just over $14 million, and it's got an opt-out. My guess is that if he hits like this season, next season, and the year after, he'll opt out of that. And at that point, I'm fine with it. Because he'll be 28, he'll be almost 30 at that point. So if he opts out after 2028, I guess, that's fine. From there, we got to pay him a little bit more, 23, 26, 29, and 29. But if he doesn't opt out, we will probably trade him as soon as the 2029 season starts. If he doesn't opt out, we'll cross that bridge and we'll deal with it then. What do we got going on here? Now my phone. All right. So we signed Joe Adell to a contract extension. He got hurt for the year. As soon as we put him on the DL, we started playing. I mean, we started hitting the ball really well. So just to take a look at some of the offensive numbers here. So Poisson is at 34 home runs and 100 RBIs on the season. Plantain chips, chin chin, and then Jollof rice. I've had plantain chips before, but I don't know what chin chin or Jollof rice are. So Poisson, 34 home runs, 100 RBIs. He's got to be the rookie of the year, and I just want to show you his August. 9 home runs, 37 runs knocked in the month of August. He was an absolute beast for us and has kept it up here in September. I mean, you look at that OPS plus over the last 2 months. He has been an animal for us. James Wood is up to 31 home runs. Jordan Ardoin, is he French? Yeah, I mean, he's from Louisiana, so we'll call him Ardoin or Ardoin. I don't know what we're going to call him. But he's hit well. He's hit really well since we picked him up. 333, 417, 500, a couple of home runs, a lot of extra base hits. He's batting third, considering he hadn't played high. I mean, he played a couple of games at AAA, but mostly AA. We got him batting third in a pennant race, and he is coming through for us. Austin Martin, the average isn't there, but he's getting on base at a decent enough clip, hitting 236, but getting on base at a 333 clip. Would like it to be a little higher, but because the average is so low, you're going to be limited to what you can do there. Carl Armstrong. Oh, that's the other thing. Well, no, you guys would have seen that if you watched the last episode. So we traded Christian Pache at the end of last episode to the Chicago Cubs to get the $9 and $12 million off the books for this year and next. It was part of the Austin Martin deal. So we traded Pache, Angeles, and 3 players I didn't care about for Austin Martin. We got Pache off the books and put Crow Armstrong in his spot in center field. Crow Armstrong's a bit better hitter, not significantly, a bit better hitter and fielding is slightly worse, but that's fine. It's African food. Depending on who makes it, your mom can't make it very well. What's in it? Is it just rice with like spices and stuff? I mean, I've been, for about the last 5 weeks, I've been on a plant-based diet, which has been interesting because I am a carnivore through and through. So I've been eating a whole lot of rice and beans and corn and stuff lately. So I'm looking for new recipes because I'm not a huge vegetable guy, which makes plant-based really difficult. But I love me some rice and some beans and some corn. So I'm looking for different recipes. Paul DeYoung, average is down to 220. This is about what we thought we would get out of him when we signed him. But he's playing pretty good defense. Judd Fabian, we called up when we traded Pacheco, and he's hitting the ball really well. 323, 389, 585 in some backup play. Liam Deegan's starting to finally figure it out, has that average up to 264 on the year, 355 on base percentage. That's nice to see. Gutierrez, backup catcher. Tony Bullard, slightly below average, but better than last year. And given that there's still room for growth, I figure we'll give him at least one more season to try to improve on these numbers. So we'll see how that goes. Reese Hins did exactly what we wanted him to do in giving us some power. Not hitting for a high average, but we didn't anticipate that. 11 home runs in 67 games. We called up Petey Halpern, who was a player that we traded for at the trade deadline as well. It was in the Luzardo deal. It was in the Ardone deal. Called him up. He's been playing. I mean, he's not really getting enough plate appearances to really matter. And then Langley's not hitting at all. So catching may be a situation we have to deal with next offseason. But shortstop's going to be a bigger problem because we're not going to be able to sign DeYoung. Pitching, Ryan Gleason having his best season, a 3.30 ERA, 4 WAR. Burns, Nolasco, and Estes, our top 4 pitchers in WAR, are all starters, which I guess makes sense. That's how it should be. Fernando Romero he had a couple of really good outings for us. He's 0-4 already. Ugh. Okay, we're going to have to change that. How is he 0-4 already? Thought he was in as a stopper. That's ugly. Last couple outings haven't been good. Our bullpen's been okay, and it's been okay. Nick Hansen's been all right. Depperman has gotten better as the year has gone on, which is nice. He was terrible in March, April, and May, but June, July, August, and September, he's been the pitcher he was last year, frankly. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 earned runs in his last 15, 23, 28. 3 earned runs in his last 29 innings. Tomatoes and spices. Okay. Yeah, I'm always looking for new recipes because you can only make, you can only have rice, corn, and beans and potatoes so many times. So looking for different ways to spice them up and make them better. So let's see. What else do we got? That's pretty much where we are. That's pretty much where we are as a team. We're 72-80. We got about 2 weeks left in the regular season. We have an outside shot at the postseason. We're 2.5 games out of the wild card. Got the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays ahead of us. And our schedule is against the 3 top teams in the American League. So let's, I guess, start simming and see how it goes. Let's make sure that everything is set properly. We got Nolasco going today. I don't think I want to make any changes. I think we're just good to go. Yep. All right, let's see how this goes. And we lose 4-3. Not ideal. I kind of want to look at this where... Yeah, we're 3.5 out. All right, this is going to start to be a problem. We need to win probably 10 of our last 13 or something. And we've lost 2 in a row, and we are now 4.5 out. So looks like that could be the end of it here, which is a shame because we made a run. We just got swept by Houston. Yeah, we're 4.5 out. I don't know. I mean, I think we need to win the rest of our games, but even then, I don't think it's going to happen. Look at Louis Patino. Holy crap. That is a season. All right. Well, let's sim the rest of the season, and I'll have you guys here with me for the off season. Another loss. So I bring you guys in, and I lose 4 in a row. That's just how it goes, I guess. That's just how it goes. 5 in a row. Yeah. So actually, it's more than that. We were 16 and 13 in August, and then we started September 6 and 0. So we were 22 and 13, and now we've lost 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10. So 22 and 13, and we've lost 9 out of 10. So, all right, well, the season's going to crash and burn, unfortunately. Wow, that's really disappointing. That's awful. That's just an awful end to the season. So that's all right. I guess we'll get right to the off season in this episode. I was hoping there would be some postseason here. It was kind of the part of the reason I was wanted to do live streams, because I wanted to get to the postseason. But yeah, it's clearly Out of the Park has other plans for us. Jim Jams, thank you. Yeah, thank you for joining. As Ozzie Guillen once said, baseball is a funny game. Yeah, Ozzie is a wordsmith, to say the least. Did you see, a couple of days ago, Tim Anderson told Ozzie he needed to shut up, that he talks too much. Which is probably a fair statement. Ozzie does talk a lot. All right, well, we beat Patino, because of course we did. I guess it's just the way things go. All right, so we got 2 games today against Tampa. Win 1, lose 1. For those, I mean, I imagine most of you who are in here have watched my streams, so you kind of get an idea for how I do this. But typically, I don't look at the losing box score unless it's something bizarre. I like to look at the winning one. That's just sort of the way it is. But so Deegan's up to 270, so that gives me a lot of encouragement for next season. Yeah, he's got his OPS plus over 100. Hopefully the power picks up a little bit next year. But, I mean, I think he's probably our leadoff hitter next season. Poisson's at 37 home runs. Beck Way gets the win. And we have the final game of the season. I only scored 1 run off him, but we won. So, I count that as a win. Final game is a 4-1 win. So we lose 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 11, and then we win 3 of our last 4 because baseball. So Bullard finishes the season with 21 home runs, Wood with 32, Poisson with 38. So offensively, we had more power than we've had in, I think, any season that we've had so far, which is great. Bullard ended up right about at league average, increased the batting average, increased the slugging over last season. Yeah, I mean, I think next year is sort of that make or break season for him, right? Because he'll be 27. And if he doesn't, if he's not producing at that point, he may never will. So let's, what do we want to do? I mean, we got time. I got nothing going on today. I just want to be done with this by the time the Celtics game starts, which is, I think, 7:30 again here tonight. So I got plenty of time to sit here and stream. Let's quickly take a look at, what do we want to look at? Let's look at pipeline. Let's look at our prospects. We got Jonathan Munoz, who's the number 22 prospect in baseball. If he hits, he will be, I mean, everything points to him hitting. High loyalty, adaptability, work ethic, intelligence. Decent enough third baseman. He's going to make quite a few errors, but he's got a good arm. I mean, he should be able to get to a lot of balls. He's going to throw a crap ton of them away, but he should be decent enough at third base. Vastine has slipped a bit. He's down to 2-star, 3.5-star. Yeah, he had 7 RBIs on Thursday and then hit a grand slam yesterday. So he's got 4 home runs and 11 RBIs in his last 2 games. It's been absolutely insane. So hopefully he's sort of figured out. You got to remember, he missed the majority of the abbreviated spring training because he was having a baby. So he missed the majority of spring training. So he's just now getting comfortable. So, yeah, hopefully, I mean, obviously you don't expect that to keep up, but hopefully he can continue to hit. So Vastine hit really well in AAA, did not hit well in his short time in the majors last year, but he is in line for a roster spot next season. Carlos Pacheco is somebody I'm starting to get a little excited about, 21-year-old, number 74 prospect in the game. Just absolutely tore up the minors this past season, 24 home runs, 75 RBIs, hit whatever that is, 330, 340, almost 6 WAR, can play defense, can steal some bases, and has a great, and eventually the batting eye hopefully will develop. You wish anyone in the Tigers lineup could have a Yeah, what is the Tigers record right now? I haven't looked at that. Let's look. I remember I posted something. It was in one of my Let's Plays last year. I had a Tigers playthrough last season, and somebody got really angry with me that I made a decision for the Tigers. Like, I don't even remember what it was, but somebody in my comments got really, really mad at me about some decision I made. It was pretty funny. Could I not see what you said? What, about Patino? That I scored 1 run off him? Your physics and biology teacher is a Tigers fan. What are you, Ken Triple, what are you talking about, man? You confuse me sometimes. What are you talking about? So Pacheco, Munoz, Vastine, Pacheco. Kevin Parker has stepped it up. He was in our first draft class. He was in our 2022 draft class. Drafted second round, 56th overall. This past season, his ratings had, well, I guess his potential dropped in 22. They leveled out in 23, but looks like he could be a decent power bat for a middle infielder, which I kind of like. They're 13 and 26. Yeah, that's not good. Sebastian Sarabia was a international free agent signing. I don't know that he's ever going to be an elite major leaguer, but he can field, he can run, and his bat should play enough. So excited about him. Kenny Gomez is he's going to swing at everything. His eye and discipline is terrible, but he hit 40 home runs 2 years ago in A-ball, hit 20 home runs, had 58 extra base hits in high A-ball this year. I'll probably start really quickly in double A-ball next season. Oh, you don't remember that was a different chance. Okay, sure thing, man. But he's still got room to grow with his gap power, his home run power, so he should hit quite a bit. His avoid K is up there too, so that's kind of like a, Vlad Guerrero, not junior, Vlad Guerrero senior type of batting rating. Just swings at everything, but is able to get the bat on it. Eric Batanti was our first round pick back in 2023. Hit really well in short time in high A ball last season. He'll probably start in high A ball again. I need to see the power come across a little bit. Anyway, what I couldn't see was you said the Celtics, go Heat, go Jimmy. No, thank you. Now, that being said, I love Jimmy Butler's game. It's old school. He doesn't shoot 1,000 3-pointers. His game is a mid-range game. So I love Jimmy Butler's game, but, let's, and I hope they lose the next 3 games, frankly. Alex Mendoza was our international signing last season. First baseman, can't really field, but can hit the crap out of the ball. Osvaldo Tito was an international signing. Scouting discovery, not going to hit for a super high average, but has a lot of home run power. This is a bizarre batting line or batting ratings. Below average contact and gap, above average home run power, eye and discipline, and elite avoid K. So I have no idea what this translates to in terms of a stat line. Honestly, none at all. But it'll be interesting to find out. Anybody else that's interesting here? Pineda, I don't know. I think Pedro Pineda probably gets moved this offseason. We got some other players. My nose is super itchy, so sorry about that, guys. But I think it's my office. This is my office, by the way. This is where I work. This is where I record my videos and work at the same time. So the computer that's to my left that has chat, that's my work computer. So when you hear my email and stuff go off while I'm recording, that's where it's coming from. I think Pineda probably gets moved this offseason. We may try to flip him for maybe a catcher or a shortstop or something. Danny Colon was our first round pick this past season. No, 2025. So last season. He's still only 19, still really raw, but looks like he has some room for growth. Kevin Doom is another one very similar to Tito, where he's got really low contact and really high power. Yeah, again, really weird. Really low contact, really high home run power, iron discipline, and avoid K. So it'll be interesting to see how those players develop. They're worse than the Royals. Yeah, and I mean, I think the Tigers did really, really good in their draft last year. I remember watching the draft. Let me pull it up here. Detroit Tigers 2021 draft class. I remember watching the draft live, and I remember thinking that they did a great job in their draft. So they took Jackson Jobe, Ty Madden, and Isaac Pacheco with their first 3 picks, and then Dylan Smith with their 4th pick, which was in the 3rd round. I thought their top 3 picks were fantastic in the draft last season. Jobe, Madden, and Isaac Pacheco, I think, were all really, really good, really good picks. You hate the mid-range shot. The 3 is inconsistent. His 3 is in. Jimmy Butler can't. He's a terrible 3-point shooter. So if the Celtics let him shoot 3s all day, just like they did with Giannis. I mean, Giannis wants to take 3 or 4 3-pointers a game. Go nuts, man. I mean, I got no problem with that. Same thing with Butler. Post moves can be good with elite players. Same with floaters and layups. If Jimmy Butler gets to the line 19 times a game, the Heat are going to win. And that's his game, is getting into the paint and taking those mid-range shots and getting to the paint and getting to the free throw line. So his game absolutely plays. That last player looks like an Adam Dunn type. Yeah, that's, you know what? That is a great comparison. Absolutely. That's a great comparison. Really low contact, home run power. I would even argue that the eye should be higher if we're talking Adam Dunn. Except the avoid K. The avoid K would be a lot lower for Adam Dunn. So I don't know. I don't know that there's a batter out there that fits this profile where he's going to hit 220, but hit 40 home runs, walk 100 times, and strike out 100 times. If they have high avoid K and home run power but low contact, it's going to be EH, or very bad for their average. What does EH mean? I don't know what EH means. So that's our minor league system. I think let's sim through the postseason and let's. Do we have any mail we need to? I don't think so. I haven't deleted my mail in like a month. So Toronto gets the wild card. Here, your Tigers won the AL Central, so that counts for something. Jim Jams. 92-70. At the former A, Andrew Vaughn, who put up an 800 OPS for them because, of course, he did. Michael Ciani, who was Oh, it's going to be Gotcha. Okay. I see what you're saying. Michael Ciani, I've always liked in out of the park baseball because he's elite defensively and has a ton of speed. He's like Christian Pache. Akil Baddoo, who's now in the minors again, right? Didn't they send him down to the minors recently? He's having a good year. Riley Green, Vaughn, Pacheco, Gage Workman, Sean Murphy. Look at all these former A's. Andrew Vaughn, Sean Murphy, Javi Baez batting last. Look at that. 9th overall pick in 2025. There's a starting pitcher for you. Nazier Mule has developed in this game like I have never seen him develop. Wow. Ty Madden, Matt Manning, and Norwith Gudino. Reese Rodabaugh is their closer. 26-year-old making the minimum 40 saves on the season. The Tigers look pretty good. Postseason. Let's get to the postseason. We're not there yet. Let's get to the beginning of the playoffs. I think they did a good job. Out of the Park Baseball did a good job of correcting the catcher ability thing. I don't want to call it a bug because it's not really a bug, but catcher ability was so overpowered in Out of the Park Baseball 22, and I think they've done a nice job of sort of cutting back on that a little bit. Almost feel like they have to do the same thing with center field, with outfield range and shortstop range, because that's still a really overpowered thing in Out of the Park Baseball 23. It's shortstop range and outfield range are we're there. Shortstop range and outfield range are still just uber important. So, all right. So who's in the postseason? In the American League, we got the Royals and the Astros, the Blue Jays and the Rays playing in the wild card, the Padres and the Braves, the Pirates and the D-backs in the National League. Tigers have a ton of injuries this year. I'm just waiting for Sale to come back, man. I'm hoping. The Sox have won 3 in a row. They've won 3 straight series, so I'm hoping things have started to turn the corner for them. Looking forward to get Sale back next month. I think July 1st was kind of that date that they were aiming for. So getting Chris back sometime in June would be really nice. And they got to figure out the back half of their bullpen. Their bullpen, especially with Whitlock now in the rotation, their bullpen has been terrible. Oh, look at that. We'll have to pause here. Ramon Lauriano signs a 5-year contract. Let's look at that deal. So what did deal did Lauriano get? $95 million over 5 years. So that's what, $15 million a year? No, $19 million. That's a lot. I guess it's not a lot. It's a lot of money for the A's. It's not a lot of money for the Angels, but that means they're going to be paying him $19 million when he's 33, 34, 35, 36, potentially 37 years old if he plays in 135 games. So it's not. It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. AL Batter of the Month is Ketel Marte. NL Batter of the Month is Adele Amador. Wow. Adele Amador. He never developed like that for me in my Rocky save last season. Holy crap. Oh, that's the batting champion. That's not pitcher of the month. That's just your batting champ. Okay. Oh, we're up here. Here we go. This is what I wanted to see. Riley Green, your batter of the month in the American League. He's had a good career, Jim Jams. I'm sure you would take those numbers. Julio Rodriguez, now of the Atlanta Braves, wins the batter of the month in the NL. How did he end up with the Braves? Traded on Christmas Day from Seattle to Atlanta for Connor Eisenman, who at the time was the number 8 prospect in baseball, and he looks like a monster. That's a huge trade. Wow. That's a deal. Pitcher of the month in the American League, Ryan Manikowski and Trey Fromm in the National League. Guiel Barome is your rookie of the month in the AL, and Rocco Bresniak in the National League. Wow. First pick overall in 2025, and looks damn good. He looks good. All right, so we are in the postseason. I don't care to watch. So the Astros beat the Royals in 3. Tampa beat Toronto. Pittsburgh over the Diamondbacks. The Padres over the Braves. So the Mets are up 2-0 on the Padres. Brewers are up 2-0 on the Pirates. And the American League Series are all tied at 1. Hey, PM, thanks. I'm going to be here for a while. I don't know, hang out, man. I can tell you what happened in the last episode if you want. But, needless to say, we didn't make the postseason. But thanks for jumping in. Thanks for saying hey. I appreciate you've been around for a while, at least, relatively speaking for me. I mean, I didn't start streaming or creating content seriously until, I guess, COVID, right? 2020, like everybody else. Everybody else created a podcast and started doing their own stuff during COVID because we were all stuck at home. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the support. I appreciate that. All right. God, my nose is super itchy. Where are we? So the Angels have defeated the Astros. The Tigers have advanced to the ALCS against the Angels. The Mets sweep the Padres. The Brewers beat the Pirates. So we got the Brewers and the Mets in the NL, the Angels and the Tigers in the American League. So let's see who's going to battle for the World Series. Found my channel when I had 200 or 300 subs. Yeah, that was before this playthrough started. When I fired up, that was a long time ago, man. That was I think that was I was right around the time I think I started my Buffalo Sabres playthrough in on Franchise Hockey Manager. So yeah, it's been a while. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out. Breeze, how you doing, man? Yeah, I'm live on YouTube here. Chris wants me to stream on Twitter for GM Games, or on Twitch for GM Games, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't have a Twitch account. Oh, I guess I have a Twitch account, but I don't want to stream on Twitch. I'd rather stream here. This is the only place that people know me. So, yeah, we're gonna do some live streaming of the A's this time, not the Diamondbacks. I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay. I was supposed to be outside all day today. I was supposed to do some gardening, but the Angels swept the Tigers and the Mets beat the Brewers in 7. Sorry, Jim Jams, your Tigers didn't make it. I was supposed to do some gardening for my wife, but it's been raining since last night, so that gets postponed today, and I get to come up here and do this instead. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Well, I guess it's not funny, but everybody in my house currently has COVID, except for me. I've tested negative like half a dozen times in the last week, so I don't know what the hell's going on. But because they're not all sick, like they're all just doing their own thing, but gives me an excuse to be kind of up in my office for a few hours because they're all spreading COVID all over the house, so I get to just sit up in my office all day and play video games and get away with it. So yeah, thanks, Breeze. I appreciate it. They're feeling better. I mean, it started about a week ago. About a week ago was kind of rough for my wife and my daughter, but everybody's doing a lot better now, so appreciate it. Let's go Angels, suck it Astros. All right, so we finished the season 75-87. The New York Mets are your world champions. Where am I going? Here. So the Mets beat the Angels in 6 games. Let's look at the world champion New York Mets. So I guess the season ended, so they've already switched who's gone where. But look at that. So they win the World Series, and they have 3 of the top 18 prospects in the game. Wow. Embarrassment of riches for the New York Mets. Francisco Lindor is still not really hitting anymore. It's 3 really bad seasons of hitting in a row, but still putting up 4 WAR because he's elite defensively. You enjoy my content, especially out of the park. You've always liked baseball, but you've learned a lot watching my perspective. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I don't really, I didn't go into this with any sort of plan, honestly. As you may imagine, in Portugal, most people don't know. I'm amazed that baseball isn't a bigger sport in some of the warmer. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, they're playing soccer, or football, excuse me. But I guess I just would have anticipated that baseball would be played in warmer climates in Europe as well. So southern Spain, southern France, things like that. Or Spain and southern France, but yeah, there's not a lot of baseball in Western Europe, or I guess Eastern Europe, depending on where you are. Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, I didn't come into this with any plan. I didn't come into this looking to really teach anything about baseball. I used to, long time ago. So back, I mean, I guess not that long ago, but before, I don't know, we're probably talking a decade ago, probably 10, 12 years ago. I used to put my Let's Plays, quote unquote, on the Out of the Park website. Like I would type them up. So I would play a month at a time, or I'd play a week at a time, and I would say, this is what happened. These are the player stats. Here's screenshots. And I would do that, year after year after year. And I've been doing that for, 15 years now on the Out of the Park baseball website. And before that, I would do it on, there was a game called, it's still out there. There's a game called Baseball Mogul, which is a lot less in depth than Out of the Park is. So I started with Baseball Mogul back in like 2003, 2004. Started playing Out of the Park baseball in 2005, and for about a decade, I would post recaps of my games on their websites. So this is just a continuation of that, except I can do it live and I don't have to type things out, so I can just keep playing. Your brother, you tested positive for COVID with your dad and your brother a while. Your sister and your mother didn't. You had no symptoms. Maybe you tested. And everybody in my house, we all had COVID in May of last season, myself included. I got COVID 4 days. I tested positive 4 days after my second shot a year ago. This time around, I've been boosted, and everybody in the house got sick except for me. So I don't know. The reason you know baseball is because you had a teacher who taught us the game in your gym classes. This was when you were 12. You are almost 31. I love baseball, man. I wouldn't say it's my favorite sport at this point. I would say hockey is probably my favorite sport. In fact, I just actually put my Red Sox banner up. I took my Bruins banner down right before the stream. I figured it was baseball time, so the baseball banner should go up. But hockey's probably my favorite sport. Baseball is probably a close second, though. Baseball isn't played much in Europe. In the UK, you play cricket. I've never played cricket. I mean, I've seen it, but I've never played cricket. All right, so the Mets. The Mets won the World Series. Not sure how. I guess pitching. I mean, they had a decent pitching staff. Second in runs allowed. They were eighth in runs scored. Yeah, they weren't particularly good. 228, 219, 219, 222. A lot of low batting averages in their lineup, but managed to make it work. So congratulations to the Mets. So now the important stuff. We got to get on to our stuff. So let's take a look and see. Let's look at some of the notes. All right, so season goals. Again, I can't be fired, so I don't care what his opinions are, but he's not too pleased. Where did our attendance end up? I guess I can't see. I can see here. Where is average attendance? It's got to be here somewhere, right? Oh, it's right here. 24,613. Yeah, they wanted us to get I want to say 32,000 a game into the ballpark, which with a fan interest of 57, I don't know how we're gonna do. I mean, we're gonna keep plugging away here and trying to compete, but it's tough. Playing Oakland is hard, man. I've struggled as much through the first 4 seasons with this playthrough as I have with any playthrough I've ever done. It's all about the Mets until they beat the Angels. So you're an Angels fan, Ken Triple, then. First soccer, second basketball. And that makes sense, I guess, given where you live. Soccer, basketball would be the 2 sports that I would assume living in Portugal would be your 2 favorite. I don't know much about Portugal's, about their international team, but obviously Spain with the Gasol brothers and Ricky Rubio and players like that. There's probably a fairly large following in that neck of the woods. So our new budget is $85 million. I think that's actually up from last season, but still not where we need it. Great. We have a new contract. Our scout left. We got to sign a new scout, and we got to sign a new first base coach. Okay. Well, let's find a new scout then. Scout. So Ruffin likely won't come back. That's usually what happens, yeah. So, I mean, do we... think we go Robin Jennings? Outstanding, excellent, highly favored tools. It's a step down in terms of his accuracy. I don't even know if it's a step down in terms of his accuracy because Tools still looks at stats where highly favored Tools doesn't. So let's bring in Robin Jennings as our scout. You choose American teams via looking at the first game and seeing who wins. So you watched an Angels game and became an Angels fan? Is that what you're saying? We also need a bench coach or a first base coach. So if we look at our personnel, so ideally we find somebody who gets along with personable, a first base coach who gets along with personable people. Not that I don't know how much how much this affects like how the team performs and stuff, but I don't like to take any chances, so we just find a hitting coach. Kevin Russo is temperamental, but he gets along with positive players. He teaches patience. He would get along with everybody quite well. Good relationship with Poisson. Excellent relationship with everybody else. Yeah, we can bring in a Kevin Russo to be our hitting coach. Or to be our... Wait a second. I was looking at the wrong... No, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Or is it? Who's our hitting coach? I just fired my hitting coach last episode, I think. Right? Yeah, we just fired our hitting coach. And he's getting along well with everybody. So we don't need him as a hitting coach. I'm looking at the wrong thing. We want to look at who wants to be our base coach. That's what I wanted to do. Using this, you're a Pelicans fan. Basketball, you suck. You just had the first Portuguese player in the NBA, Nemias Queta, playing for the Kings. Yeah, the Kings are not a good franchise to go to, man. That's rough. They picked up Sabonis, who I like. I like Domantas Sabonis, but giving up Halliburton to get him isn't ideal. I want to look at staff roles. So we got Goodwin. So catching. So Goodwin's outstanding at everything. So really, he's not good at running. So we want to find somebody who's good at running and then catching ability. So Armando Rios. There we go. But I want someone who... I guess we'll just go Armando Rios. Sign him as our first base coach. That makes sense. You're a Bulls fan? Yeah, I certainly live in Chicago. Do I have any Chicago stuff up here anywhere? I don't think I do. Not at the moment. I have a University of Minnesota Duluth hat over here, though. The Bulldogs. So college hockey. Yeah, I got no Bulls stuff up here. It's all Red Sox stuff through and through. Kevin, how are you, my friend? I am doing well. My nose is super itchy. I think it has something to do with my office. You know what? Hang on just a second, guys. I gotta go. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I'm doing well, Kevin. How are you? Yeah, growing up watching Michael Jordan made it easy. Yeah, no doubt. I grew up in Boston and had posters of Michael Jordan up on my walls. So that makes perfect sense. All right, so we have an offer out to a new scout and to a new first base coach. It's arbitration time. And this is where, we can potentially save some money. And I don't know. What's our payroll right now? $94 million. So we're just over where we can spend. I think we are going to DFA some people just to try to save a little bit of money here, like Danny Gomez. We picked him up in a trade and a salary dump during the season. DFA him. Gerald Garcia's... I don't know that he's ever going to turn into anything, but he's 25 years old. Probably not a good idea to DFA him just yet. Roy Garcia, $900K. I mean, these are players that are likely not to get picked up even if we DFA them, so I'm not too terribly fussed about it. Oh, that's right. We don't have a scout. I don't want to do anything until our scout signs, so I can see what he thinks about some of these people. Yeah, so that's going to be a second. So let's just sim ahead a couple of days. In fact, I'm going to delete my emails. I don't like having that many emails here. I'm going to sim ahead a couple of days until we get our scout on board, and then we'll see what he thinks about some of these players, and then we can decide who we want to DFA and what we want to offer in terms of arbitration. You're in season 3 with the Red Sox in this game. Man, the Red Sox are not easy to play in Out of the Park Baseball 23. In fact, let me show you guys my Red Sox save that I'm playing offline. The Red Sox are not easy to play in 2023. They start off with Sale being hurt, so you get off to a terrible start. The game does not like Garrett Whitlock nearly as much as they should. For whatever reason, Rafael Devers just doesn't hit. The Red Sox are not easy to play. They are not easy to play. But it's a fun challenge. So I'm in 2026. You can see I just started April 19th. We're 16-7, which is by far the best start we've gotten off to. So if you look here, start in 2022. We went 73-89 in the first season. We went 92-70 in our second season, 82-80 in our third season, and 91-71 last year. We've made the playoffs twice. We got knocked out in the wild card round both times. The Red Sox are not easy to play in this, even with their payroll, because so much of their money is tied up in. I don't like to do that though. Ken Triples is make a ton of trades. It's super unrealistic to just dump everybody. So I'm 23 games into my 5th season, and I was able to sign Kyle Tucker this past offseason. Alec Burleson, I got super lucky, and he developed into a beast. So yeah, it's just not easy. The Red Sox are not easy, so don't feel bad. They are not an easy team to take over in Out of the Park 23. And I started that offline save probably 3 or 4 times, just because I didn't have the game set the way I wanted to, or I forgot to. I just, for settings, you forget to change settings and that sort of thing. So I went through the first season with the Red Sox 3 or 4 times, and it's just not easy. Not easy. So I feel your pain, my man. Jung-Hoo Lee, an Out of the Park Baseball 22 favorite, is on waivers. Really? Interesting. Speaking of waivers, you just promoted Myers and he's doing... I had a couple of games where he developed really well, and then a couple of games where he didn't develop at all. He was on my roster there. This is the first time that he had made the roster for this, I guess, version of it. I do want to look at waivers. The problem with not having a scout is that you don't get an accurate reading on any of these players, right? Because you're just getting OSA, which is useless. Easton Lloyd. I mean, I kind of dig that. He can hit both lefties and righties, but again, it's just another first baseman in our system. Martin Gonzalez. We need a shortstop. I mean, we definitely need a shortstop. So, I mean, maybe we take a run at him just because he can play short. Alex Mooney. 55 infield range. He's not really a shortstop. Grandson of the Wind. I don't know what that means. The Hayward. The Gordon Hayward? Or the Cam Hayward? Or a different Hayward? Sale came back from injury, pitched 3 games, and then got injured again for 4 months. Yeah, that sounds like Chris. That sounds like Chris. So there are a couple of interesting options here, but the problem is, as soon as I sim ahead a day, these players are all either going to be gone or they're going to have been taken by somebody else. So, like, I find it hard to believe that there is a 26-year-old 4-star reliever just sitting here on waivers. But again, I don't really know because it's just OSA. So I think, and he's not, I mean, he's got a 60 range. So he's not, I mean, he would be, I guess, below average at short. They had him playing in the outfield. Yeah, he was, I mean, efficiency was fine. I mean, he was basically average at shortstop. Maybe we take Martin Gonzalez because he's only 22. And we'll just claim him. Get ourselves a shortstop. Maybe that helps. Oh, you didn't even see that. Yeah, he was great in 2022. There were a couple of players in 2022 and Out of the Park 22 that you just knew were going to pan out. And when they showed up in international free agency, you had to make a run at it. So, all right, so we'll put in a claim on Martin Gonzalez because we do need a shortstop because we aren't going to be able to re-sign DeYoung. So we'll put in a claim there and see if we get that. Claudio Jr., you're hello from Brazil. Yes, I am okay. How are you today? How are things in Brazil on this Saturday? All right, so he likes our offer. We claimed Martin Gonzalez, so let's put him on the active roster. How are things in Brazil? Are they warm? Are they muggy? What's the weather like in Brazil? I mean, I assume near the rainforest it's muggy, but how is the weather in Brazil typically? It's warm, right? Until you get to southern Brazil, right? The very southern tip of Brazil. It's like a Tierra del Fuego. That's what I'm thinking of, Tierra del Fuego. I know Brazil from watching Survivor Man. He liked to spend time in Brazil. What do we do? Oh, so we signed Robin Jennings. So I guess, I mean, even now it's probably, yeah. See, that's kind of what I thought. He's a 2-star. I mean, I guess we'll get a scouting report on him, but I, don't anticipate we're going to see anything different. But we need someone who can play shortstop. So worst case scenario, I mean, Allen with that range is not a shortstop. He just isn't. So we're going to need to figure out what to do there. DeYoung's going to be gone. Austin Martin can't. We had a lot of second basemen. Brazil is a huge country. Yes, I'm aware of that. Brazil is a huge country. All right, so now we can look at some of our salaries. Is there anybody that we are... Yeah, we can DFA Vodnik, I think. At 2 stars, I don't think anybody's going to take him. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, these players could be picked up on waivers very easily. Again, the problem is we are now average scouting. We don't even have advanced scouting. So, okay, so our scout doesn't like Garcia, so we will go ahead and DFA him. All right, let's look at arbitration. We're going to have to make some offers here. I think Oviedo, scouting is low, and Andy's hurt. So we're just going to go ahead and withdraw the offer to Oviedo. We picked him up off the waiver wire last season, and he pitched well until he got hurt, and then he was done. So anybody else that's an obvious cut? I don't think so. Buchanan, Buchanan's an interesting decision because he's extremely popular. So if we non-tender him, we're going to take a fan interested, and he was quite good last year. So I think we re-sign him. Max Meyer, though, he could be on his way out. Let's see if anybody wants Meyer. If nobody wants him, we may DFA or non-tender Meyer. The Blue Jays. We need a catcher. We need a shortstop. So, I mean, I'm willing to take a flyer on, a catcher that can't hit or a shortstop that can't hit or something like that. And my guess is we're running into the nobody has any money thing right now. Yeah, I mean, they've got some money, but let's look at their big league rosters. They got Bichette and Gabriel Moreno, right? That makes sense. Riley Adams. They don't really have a backup shortstop. What do they got in AAA? Shortstop who can't play short. Catcher who's meh. I don't want to make a deal just to make a deal. I mean, I'll non-tender him and save the 2.3. I am, Kevin. I am a huge Bruins fan. I've got... Actually, the shirt I'm wearing is a giveaway from the St. Patrick's Day game in 2016. And then I've got this, which usually goes right there where my Red Sox one is. But it's baseball season, so it is all baseball all the time. All right. I'm not. I don't want to make a deal for the sake of making a deal. I mean, if there's, if I can find a deal that works, great. But I don't think retention works because we're already past the end of the season. But I'll look. Yeah, it doesn't really change anything. All right. So I think Max Meyer is on his way out. We will withdraw the offer. I mean, I'll try to make another offer down the road, but for now, I think we are done there. Garrett Acton is insignificant, but he's got a high work ethic. He wasn't particularly, he was a negative WAR pitcher a year ago. We'll hold off. I think I'll probably non-tender him as well. Brule pitched in a league leading 76 games. He wants 1.3. Man, my nose is super itchy. I don't know what is going on. I already took a Claritin, so hopefully. You're a born and raised masshole too? I am from, I graduated from Peabody Veterans Memorial High School back in 94, so I'm a North Shore masshole, if you will. Loved every minute of my time in New England and will eventually live there again. So we absolutely will bring back Depperman, 1425000. Shoot. Okay. He's mad at us. Hansen wants 1.7. We offer him 1.6. No, it's going to be 1.625. Yep. All right. And for those of you who have watched, I assume most of you guys have watched my videos, but I always offer a contract rather than letting it go to arbitration because if they're popular, like when Nick Hansen signs this contract, we're going to get a big fan interest bump because he's extremely popular. If I let it go to arbitration, even if he signed for that ARB number, you don't get a fan interest bump. So it always makes sense to offer a contract and get that contract signed rather than going to arbitration. And I always withdraw this offer just so I know I made the offer so that I don't have to go back and look at it again. Gutierrez isn't interested in talking. Bullard wants 1.6. We'll offer him one. We'll offer him that. And this also saves you a little bit of money. They're almost always willing to take a little bit less than the team offer in arbitration. So you can save yourself a couple $100,000, over the course of multiple players. So it's always worth it to go in here and do this. So he wants 1.5. 50 to 75 grand for every single player when you've got 12 players that you need to offer ARB to, you can save quite a bit of money. So it's always worth it. So Crow Armstrong, he's not interested in discussing. Okay. So James Wood wants, that's a ridiculous long-term deal, but that's a neat contract. I kind of like that. See if we can get him to take a little bit off the top here. That's a ridiculous contract. Let's see if we can get him to do a little bit more. No, okay, so I upset him. So let's go back to what that was. So 1400000. 240. something like this. See if you'll take this. 2400. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I offered him $11 million with the first year. Okay. That is a really reasonable contract for James Wood. That's a 5-year, $19 million contract? Absolutely. You lived in Cambridge for 15 years, so you were right downtown. Yeah, I love Massachusetts, man. It is my happy place. I get back there as often as I can. I usually drive. I don't like to fly. So when I go back there, I just drive from Chicago, and it takes me about 15 hours or 15. Yeah, it takes me about 15 hours. Depending on the day, I can either do it in one day or I'll sleep somewhere just outside of Cleveland and then drive the rest of the way. But yeah, it is absolutely my happy place. Buchanan wants 2.6, so let's offer him 2.5. Save a little bit of cash there. Now, Ryan Gleason, last time I talked to Ryan Gleason, he wanted a long-term deal, and it was just stupid money, like $30 million. And he still does. All right. I would love to sign him long-term, but that's not it. And he still has a couple years of ARB left. 2 years of ARB left after this. So I'm hoping maybe we can start to make a little bit of money and we might be able to afford that. But for now, we're just going to offer him his ARB number, $6.5 million. Oh yeah, I just take 90 the whole way. It's a really easy drive from Chicago. You just take 90 straight across to Massachusetts. It's a really, really easy drive. So Acton, I think we withdraw the offer. It's going to save us $1.5 million. Gutierrez, I mean, he's fine as a backup catcher. Do we have any contracts beyond this season that we want to get rid of? Langley, maybe. I mean, he's good enough defensively. And that contract is reasonable. $5 million next year and then 6.9 a team option. So we're gonna be free from about $6 or $7 million. So let's sim ahead and see what we get for awards. But yeah, it's really an easy drive. It's just boring, man. It's just really, really boring. And that's, I get tired because it's boring. But I don't get tired because it's a difficult drive. How far into this stream are we? I feel like I've been talking for an hour. I have. An hour and 8 minutes. Cool. Well, we're just going to keep going. I got nowhere to be. Like I said, I just want to be done with this by the time the Celtics game starts. All right, so this is why. So we were at a 57 fan interest before we signed these ARB contracts. So we get slight fan bump from Nick Hansen. We get overall fan increases from Buchanan. We get slightly from Ryan Gleason. So we go from a 57 to a 63 just by doing something that we were going to do anyway, which is offer arbitration. So we're going to bump ticket prices again. Do I want? No, I don't. A little bit. We're going to bump ticket prices a little bit. $27.50. So we went from a 57 to a 63. We didn't lose any of those players that we DFA'd, which is awesome. Anybody else that we want to... Yeah, I mean, Martin Gonzalez is bad. Scouting is very high. He can't really play short. He can't hit enough, so it's fine. We'll DFA him and see if we can sneak him down to the minors. Again, every penny we can save is a penny that we can invest someplace else. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at this. Acton. Let's go here. Where am I going? What am I looking for? I am looking for this. And I want to get scouting reports on everybody on our Major League roster so that I can see what our scout thinks of them. I don't have a Discord. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I feel like maybe I should. Maybe that's once I hit 1,000 subscribers, maybe I can create one. I'm really, I only belong to 2 Discord servers. Out of the Park Developments and General Manager Games. That's it. Those are the only 2 Discords that I belong to. So I'm really bad about it. So it's something I probably should do, though. But right now, no. Right now, I don't. Michael McDonald, 10 more what, my friend? And thank you. Welcome to the channel. 10 more what, though? You have me interested. So we didn't win a Gold Glove. Flaherty, former A, Jack Flaherty, Abraham Toro, Edmund, Chapman, Lopez, McCormick, Buxton, and Ramon Lauriano wins the Gold Glove out in right field. In the NL, Max Fried, Rio Muto, Olson, Abrams, Arenado, Ahmed, Taylor, Bader, and Kepler. Oh, really? I'm up to 900? Are you kidding? I didn't even notice that. So I've gotten 40 subs since I started this? Really? Interesting. That works. All right, let's keep going. We're gonna get a lot of scouting reports back on some of these guys here over the next couple of days. I think we hold on to Acton. Our scout likes him enough. I think for $700,000, it's worth it. So yeah, I think I probably will do Discord. I may even do, I've seen P.F. Holden, who is somebody that, I like his stuff a whole bunch, obviously. I know he has a, what do you call it? What's the term I'm looking for? The place where you can go and give people money and they do, special, why can't I think of the name? I'm old. You guys know what I'm talking about. But he does one of those, and I might do that at some point too. But again, this is like my 4th side gig. So I've got my full-time job, and then I have 3 broadcasting jobs that I do, and then I do this when during the day while I'm working. So yeah, thank you, Patreon. Yeah, thank you very much. That's the word I was looking for, Ken Triple. Thank you. Noah Conley, thoughts on your Tiger save? You traded Matt Manning, Joey Wentz, Daz Cameron, Alvarado Gonzalez, and Jason Foley for Ced Mullins. I don't know who Gonzalez and Foley are. But Daz Cameron is ultimately replaceable. He's a good defensive outfielder. Joey Wentz is hit or miss. Really, it's Matt Manning for Ced Mullins. It's Matt Manning and 4 spare parts for Ced Mullins, which I think is, that's pretty good. Ced Mullins is a legit center fielder, so I think that's a pretty solid deal. National League Silver Sluggers, Alejandro Kirk with St. Louis now. He's a terrible defensive shortstop. Tell me they have him playing full-time at catcher. Please. Yeah, look at that. Negative 25.7 frame rate. He is a terrible catcher. Amador, Davison de los Santos, Tatis, Acuna, Carlson, Harper, and India. I don't know, man. It's so hard to play catcher in the major leagues. How many elite offensive catchers are out there, that can do both offense and defense? There just aren't that many. Playing catcher in the major leagues takes such a toll on your body. And I feel bad for Rutschman because let's say he hits 250 with 20 home runs but plays elite defensive catcher. People are going to look at his offensive stats and think he's a bust. Catcher is it's such a hard role that I don't know. As a Red Sox fan, I hope he flames out. But as a baseball fan, yeah, I absolutely hope that he can live up to that hype because, who was the last really elite offensive hitting catcher? Really, truly elite. Pudge? Piazza? they just don't exist. So I think he's up against it, unfortunately. Rookie of the Year in the American League is Malcolm Nunez. In the National League, it is Rocco Brezniak. the reliever of the year. Yeah, we're still getting answers on his scouting reports for everybody. So, manager of the year. Corey Mello of the Detroit Tigers and Tom Masney of the Mets. Did you, yeah, I think that's probably the best decision because he's already one of the best bats in that lineup. But even that being said, even if he plays, see, here's the issue, is that he's not only the best offensive catcher that the Orioles have, he's also the best defensive catcher that the Orioles have. So playing him at DH, you are, sorry, I got a pillow behind me because I'm old and I need that for my back. Even if you play him at DH, you are taking away some of his, some of what makes him great, right? Because you're taking his glove out of the lineup, but he can't play 150 games at catcher. That just doesn't exist anymore. So my guess is, yeah, he probably plays 100 games a year behind the plate, plays another 30 games at first base or DH or something, and you get that bat in the lineup otherwise. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what they're going to end up doing. Yeah, no, I figured you were a Tigers fan with that with the Michigan State logo. And Jim Jams is also a Tigers fan. So we got 2 Tigers fans in chat. So you guys are I just hooked the 2 of you up. You guys are now best friends, Noah and Jim Jams. Good hitting catchers now? I don't know. I mean, are there any? I mean, that are considered elite? MLB, I'm going to look it up. MLB catcher. And I know that I'm a terrible streamer, so like I'm not going to bring up my laptop screen here so you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, you're talking like Yasmani Grandal, Salvador Perez. I mean, Salvador Perez is probably the best. Real Muto. I mean, those are probably the best right now, but I certainly wouldn't call them elite. So yeah, they're just, the catching position has changed. I mean, it's far more about catcher framing and things like that. What are my thoughts on Tariq Skubal? Honestly, I don't really have any thoughts on Tariq Skubal. He was really bad for us in this, so I waived him last year. But yeah, I mean, the Tigers need him, right? I mean, they've got that young stable of arms that hasn't turned into kind of what the Tigers wanted, right? Matt Manning, Tariq Skubal, and Casey Mize. I mean, those were the 3 guys that were supposed to be it, and none of them have really panned out. So you need one of them to turn out. So I hope for Tigers fans that Skubal turns into something. 18% of chats is yeah, we got a lot of Tigers fans hanging out with me here this afternoon. That's fine. I'm okay with that. So Cy Young goes to Louis Patino. No surprise there. 20-6 with a 2.63 earned run average. Led the league in wins, ERAs, inning pitch, strikeouts, and WAR. He was a monster, and he signed at a nothing contract for the next 4 years. So good for him. In the National League, Tyler Mahle is your NL Cy Young winner. And your MVP. Will Smith is another good one. Yeah, Will Smith is another good hitting catcher. But again, I wouldn't consider any of them elite. I mean, do any of those hitters, like if they came up in the 9th inning with runners on base, would any of them truly scare you? Like, no. You know, and that's what Rutschman has. Rutschman has that ability to be an elite hitting catcher to go along with his defense, which just doesn't exist. AL MVP, Vlad Jr. as per usual, and Tatis as per usual in the AL. Tatis, 303, 47 home runs, 120 RBIs. All right, so we got to sim add a couple of days here. We will get to free agency. Gonzalez, we can stick him in AAA now. Oh, Pacheco's up to 2.5 stars. Well, he's not. You know what? We got to go. I did this with the starters. I need to do this. Or I did this with my big league roster. I need to do this with my minor leagues as well. Let's get thoughts on everybody that he thinks is 3 stars or higher. 2.5 stars or higher. May as well. That is Young. See what they say. Let's get scouting reports on all those guys. All right, so let's get up to salary arbitration. Yeah, Noah, I have... where are they? I have a crap ton of these. This came out in 1993, and I still have like 30 packs that I haven't opened here. I've got this Ted Williams Premier Edition box set that I got back when I was in high school. I still have it opened. I still have the first live stream I ever did back when COVID kind of was first a thing and everybody was looking for a way to like fill their time was a baseball card opening. I still have all these that I have to open at some point. And I have, here's my best card. What year is this? I got this. It's a Ted Williams 1957 Topps card. Obviously, 57 was like when his career was almost over, but yeah, a Ted Williams 1957 card. I would like to do another card opening stream. I mean, I still have, like I said, whatever this is, 4, 5, 6, and it's about 20 packs left to open up. The cards look pretty cool. It's got everybody. Like, it's not like regular baseball cards. Like, it's got like current players, but like, you know, here's Duke Snider. So, yeah, they're not like current baseball cards. There are some current players in here, I think. But yeah. Yeah, and then I have boxes and boxes and boxes of baseball cards in the house. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Kevin, you hate playing against Toronto. Yeah, their lineup is stacked, man. They have a stacked lineup. So our scout likes Munoz even more. That's good. He likes most of our young players more. And Nick Cartwright, man, I am super excited for him. We took him in the second round, 2026. I mean, he's already a 60 contact, 80 gap power. Home run power is up. He's going to be a beast. The only batters that could scare you are Judge, Stanton, and Bonds. Well, Stanton strikes out so much that I wouldn't. I worry more about Judge. When he's locked in, he can hit the ball. He can hit the ball 500 feet. You're watching the newest video and realized I was live. Ranger, I'm doing well, man. How are you? Yeah, I. This is like the third time I've said this, but initially I was supposed to do. I was supposed to be outside gardening for my wife. She has a bum shoulder, so I was going to get her garden ready so she could plant her vegetables and stuff for the summer. But it's been raining since about 11 o'clock last night, so I'm free. So I was able to get my to get that video. I recorded 2 videos yesterday because work was slow and I had nothing to do. Initially, I was going to post one on Friday, then one on Monday, but I didn't want to wait like a full another week to keep playing. So I said, screw it. I'll post Monday's video on Saturday, and then I'll do a live stream, and then I can still do my video on Monday. So I am here. Things are going well. How are you? Yeah, Breeze. Like I said, I would like to do another pack opening. They're fun. When you get people who like baseball, it can be enjoyable. You just turned 23 on the 18th, and collecting baseball cards isn't just a thing for kids. I mean, it's fun. I ordered 2 boxes, white boxes that were, I don't know, 18 inches by 18 inches or whatever. They were just filled with random cards, and they were like, it was like $20 or something like that. And just went through that and looked at all the cards I got, and most of them were trash, but there were some fun ones in there. Like I got this Griffey card. It's not a rookie card. It's from his, I don't know, after his 5th season or something. I got a Dan Marino card. I got a Shaquille O'Neal card. So, I mean, there were some fun ones in there. Manny Sanguillen from the Pirates. This was a Sanguillen rookie card. I don't know how much this is worth, but it's a Manny Sanguillen rookie card. I have a signed Kerry Collins football card. So, yeah, I mean, there's some really random stuff, but it's neat. So, all right, we got free agency coming up, guys. It's starting to get real for us here. So let's get through arbitration. Pokemon was something I never got into. I'm a little too old for it, I think. Or I'm not too old for it, but I think it came out when I was too old to get into it, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying that people my age can't play Pokemon, but I just never got into it. I was doing other things. As I spill coffee, iced coffee all over myself. It's quality streaming right here, guys. You've never collected sports cards. I used to trade. I mean, I'm old enough that, I would do the, trading baseball cards with my friends, and, I'll give you my Don Mattingly for, your, Mo Vaughn and Ellis Burks, or, whatever it was. I mean, now, I'm old enough to have done that. All right, so it's free agency time. Do we have any money? We have $0. Because of course we do. I want to see if... Let's see what's available in international. Oh, my God. That guy is a beast. Second baseman. Oh, there is some good international free agents. Not a lot of... regular free agents. Yeah, Breeze, that's my life, man. It's iced coffee to no money and out of the park baseball. That's how I live. You have a Manning rookie worth a few hundred, but nothing super rare. Yeah, I would say my most valuable, because this, I mean, like I said, I've got like banners and stuff in here, but like all my like good sports stuff is down in my basement. I have an autographed, it's like an 18 by 24 picture of Mantle and Ted Williams together, and it's autographed by both of them. My father grew up a Red Sox fan, but his favorite player growing up was Mickey Mantle. So I used to buy him a lot of Mantle stuff for his birthday and Father's Day and things like that. And he died a few years ago, so that's all now in my basement. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm thinking about trying to trade Corbin Burns to free up some money to bring in Roger Gomez. I mean, to me, that seems like an absolute no-brainer. If we can find somebody to take Corbin's contract, we might have enough money to throw at that free agent. So let's start there. I mean, I could have, like, if I had traded Burns prior to free agency, I could have taken on Toglia and then non-tendered him, and we'd be free of that. So now we get into sort of the nitty-gritty here, if you will, of free agency for us. So ideally, what I want is somebody who doesn't make a lot of money. Okay, so he played shortstop, slightly above average. Shit. See, yeah, they can't take any additional money on. So this would bump us to $5 million, but that doesn't really help us. We need like 20 to sign that pitcher. And maybe that's just a pipe dream, right? Maybe we just don't have the money to make that happen. Yeah, I mean, his infield range is a 60. I mean, he's passable as a shortstop. Passable. But he also can't hit. And we got plenty of shortstop. We got plenty of players on our team who can't hit. And the problem is we're at day one of free agency, which means most teams aren't going to have any money because they've got contract offers out to, most teams are not going to have any money because they got contract demands out to, everybody and their brother. Man, I would love to find a way to bring in Gomez. How's Jackson Jobe? I don't know. Let's look. I don't think he's doing much. Yeah, he's in independent ball right now. 24 years old. He never made it out of rookie ball. He is in independent baseball right now. So that didn't work out for the Detroit Tigers. And I was talking earlier, before you got here, I thought the Tigers had a really good draft last year. I thought they had a really, really good draft a year ago with Jobe and Isaac Pacheco. I think they did a nice job. All right, so what do we do? Because it's not like we have a lot of big contracts to move, right? We got Burns and Adele, and that's really it. Yeah, see, and that's the problem is that because nobody has any money right now, like we can't trade Adele. I mean, I would be fine trading Corbin Burns at this point. So at 70%, we could bring in a 26-year-old Ryan Weathers, who would give us. He's well known and he's very popular. Yeah, see, they don't have any money to take on any additional either. I think we just have to wait. I think we just have to wait until some of the major free agents sign. I'm assuming somebody's offered him a contract. They'd be crazy not to. Are there any shortstops at all? We got DeYoung, who's still there. He wants $8 million. We got Iglesias still there. He wants 6.5. Maybe we can bring Jose in later in the offseason. I mean, we can't do anything right now. Is there anybody? So we got Martin as our starting second baseman. And maybe we just give it to Vastine and just say go nuts. We got to put Chico. We got to put Pacheco and Parker on the 40-man. Put Doom on the 40-man as well. Just trying to think of this stuff so I don't forget to do it later. We got to submit ahead of day. We've used up all of our bids. So yeah, Jackson Jobe not particularly good this year, or in this save world, whatever you want to call it. All right, so we've gone ahead of day. Vastine, I don't know. I feel like if we can get a shortstop prospect or a catching prospect for him, that's something we need to consider, because then that means we could move on from. I mean, you guys know I love this profile. I love the eye and the discipline. We got a shortstop here. I mean, this is a shortstop. 65 range and error, but he can't hit. Maxwell Romero. Can we get both Romero and Welch? Where is he? Where is he? Tell me he's on your big league roster. He is. Oakland cannot, and they can't because they have no money. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully it works out for you. Jorge Garcia. Yeah, see, we're getting a bunch of players that are making the league minimum because that's what we can afford. And that's what teams can afford to take back because Vastine is also making the minimum. So I think we need to just hold on for a little while. Like, I'm not crazy about it, but maybe we wait until the Rule 5 or we wait until the winter meetings and then we see what's available. Because I don't know that even if we wanted to make a deal right now, I don't know that we could. Let's put the coffee over there this time. That way, I don't know, I won't spill it. So would you guys like to see more of these? I don't know how, I mean, like I said, this weekend I've got some availability to do it. I don't know how many I would be able to do, but Would you guys like to see some more live stuff from me rather than just the pre-recorded? I mean, either way, I don't care. I like doing both. I like the live streams because you get the interaction, and I can ask you guys questions that I can't do in pre-recorded stuff. But the pre-recorded stuff I can do while I'm working. So, all right, has anybody signed? Yep, Gomez signed with the Mets. Damn. And that is a reasonable contract. Wow, that's a good contract. All right. Doesn't look like anybody else has signed yet. Hall of Fame voting. If it was you, you'd go to all players, sort by infield range, and go from there. Yeah, that's a good point. But I have enough players in my lineup who can't hit. I don't necessarily need a shortstop that is elite hitting, but I need someone who's league average. We've had enough bats that have been below league average year after year after year. Live stuff is always fun. Yeah, for sure. Brian Bello. Yeah, he dominated Double-A. They just called him up to Worcester not too long ago. Looking forward. He's the best pitching prospect the Red Sox have had since Lester, maybe? Probably Lester. Or Buchholz. So, at least a decade. 15 years. I mean, they just haven't produced any pitching. All right, so Hall of Fame voting. We're going to vote for Beltran, Helton, King Felix, Andrew Jones. It's going to be a lot of the same players I voted for last year. We'll throw Johnny Lester. Speaking of Johnny Lester, we'll throw him a vote. I'm going to throw Pedroia another vote. He's never going to get there, but I'm going to keep voting for him because Petey. We will vote. We got, 4 places left. Oh, my phone's just flashing at me. Sabathia. Is there anybody else worthy? God, why is my nose so itchy, guys? This is driving me nuts. I don't know if there's anybody else. Abreu, we can vote for him. He's not going to make it. Bobby Abreu belongs in the Hall of Fame. Hands down. And Cologne. Big Sexy. Scott. What are you screaming at me for? Oh, Roland? Yeah, we can give Roland a vote. It's his 10th season. He's not going to make it, but we can throw a vote to Scott Rowland. All right. There is our Hall of Fame voting. How do things look from a financial perspective? We don't know yet. Let's see if anything has changed here. Get Patrick Sandoval. No, I'm good. What if we offer... It's weird. Jeffers, Uskar, and Yoa. Yeah, no one's ready yet for Burns. What about Vastine? So Vastine's... Okay, so OSA likes him more than we do. Which is ultimately fine, I guess. In 2022 draft that workout, man, I don't know. Let's go back. Can we go back that far? We can go back to our draft. Can we go back to... I don't think we can go back that far with the draft. No. Man, it's been so long since I've looked. I can't even remember. Who did we take with our first pick in 2022? We took Sal Stewart, right? And he was a complete waste. I think Reed Golemon is a good pick if you can get him in the 3rd round. He's very mediocre against lefties, but dominant against righties. 1st round, though, it's been hit or miss. I mean, you've got... I can't even remember who's in the draft now, to be honest with you. I can't even remember who's in the draft. My issue with the first-year draft is that in most cases, you're looking to replace your scout within the first couple of years to find someone who's got highly favored tools. And the problem with that is your scout in your second season is almost never the same as your scout in the first season. So you end up getting completely different readouts with a new scout. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. All right, let's get up to the winter meetings. We have no money, so there's nothing we can do right now. Like I said, hopefully we can move Burns at the winter meetings. Corbin's been really good, but if we can take that $16 million and invest it in, a shortstop or a catcher, I think we're better served doing that. Because right now we do not have a shortstop. We do not have a shortstop for opening day. Right now our shortstop is Poisson, and he's not a shortstop. So we're going to have to make some moves there. All right, so we've received a personal message. Max Meyer signed somewhere. Fan interest declines slightly. Should be down in so it's 61 right now. Let's get to the winter meetings. There was a video. Man, I can't even remember who posted it at this point. I can't. You know what? You want to look? Here, we can do this. I don't think I have a season. Yeah, I don't even have a season in the first in 2022 right now. Yeah, I can't help you. My memory has faded. All right, let's take a look at the trade block. We should have Owen Miller, who again is not a shortstop. That's not good. Sean Gunther, Zach Wheeler. All right, so now let's go here. I want to try this. Let's try attaching Vastine to Corbin Burns and see if that helps. Okay, so we can get the money off the books. Yeah, we can get the money off the books. And let's see if we pick up. Okay. So if we do this, this is going to give us $15 million. This is just a straight salary dump. This is a straight salary dump, which I guess I'm okay with. We need a shortstop, though. We need a shortstop so badly. Who do they have at short? They don't have a shortstop either. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? I mean, do we dump Corbin Burns to get out from underneath the contract, and then that gives us $15 million to try to find a shortstop? We got Kevin Parker, who's not really a shortstop. He's going to be, how tall is he? He's 6 feet, so we can get away with playing first, I guess. I think Cartwright is probably already past Vastine, given that Vastine's 24. So what do we think? I mean, do we salary dump Corbin Burns on the Atlanta Braves? He is very popular. He started 33 games last year, put up an 87 ERA plus, $16 million this year, player option for $16 million next season. I like dumping money too, but this is going to kill our fan interest, which we could potentially make back if we sign the right players in free agency. So I'm not too concerned about that. Can we get anything back? I like this guy. 21-year-old extreme ground ball pitcher. Look at those 4 pitches. Those are terrible pitches. Maybe I don't like that guy. He was drafted last season. Wow, they have a bad minor league system. Need something more. I think I'm going to do this. I think Burns is worth it too, but I feel if we trade him, so if we take Burns out of the equation, then our rotation becomes something like this with whoever we have for the 5th spot, which right now is probably Troy Taylor. If we trade him, we have $15 million. And yeah, there's not a ton. Herman Marquez, no compensation. We could bring him in. Brubaker. Yeah, there's not a lot here. My biggest concern is the fan interest. That's my single biggest concern because we need people to be coming to the ballpark before we can have money to spend on other players. Josiah Gray. We could bring in Josiah Gray. He's well known. I mean, he was terrible last season, but 3 years ago, he was a 6-win pitcher. Maybe that's something we can do. I think I'm going to do it. I like having the flexibility in the offseason. I enjoy having the flexibility in the offseason. So let's go back to the trade block. Initiate deal. Go to Atlanta. Alberto Guerrero. Do you have anybody that you can give me, that you would give me, that is popular so we can kind of counteract a little bit of the fan interest bump that we're going to get for trading him? No, not him. Alex Pipes. That's a name. Schwellenbach. Doesn't really look like it. They got DeGrom. It's fair. Cole Franklin. Would you give me Cole Franklin instead? You would. Okay, so you give me Cole Franklin instead. So he's popular. He's very popular. So we're going to take a bump to trade Burns, but we're going to get Cole Franklin back. So what else do we do? It's not going to take much. Okay. I think we do this. I think I'm going to do this. It gives us Cole Franklin another bullpen arm. He looks okay. Possible arbitration next season. And then we can make a run at, what's his name in free agency? My memory is fading. We're going to make this deal. Fan interest decreases a lot. So what does a lot mean? A lot means 57. So we now have $15 million to spend this season. We have nothing to spend for next season, but that's a next season problem. So let's go now into the offseason center. Let's find that starting pitcher that I was talking about and offer him a contract. Where is he? Josiah Gray. Let's offer him 1.5. All right. So Josiah Gray is going to replace Corbin Burns in the rotation. Maybe. But if he can get back to this, like even if he gives me this, I will take it. He struck out 260 batters in 2024. And his ratings haven't really dropped that much. The stuff has dropped a little, but I think that's a solid contract offer. Do I think the A's are going to get to move to Vegas? I hope they do. They got a great fan base, man. I feel bad. You know, I feel bad for the fans of that team that can't that want to support that team but just can't. So we got DeYoung. I got a Glacius. All right, let's look at. I touched my glasses and now there's a smudge. I don't know. hate to see, a team that's been in one place as long as they've been move because ownership sucks. You know what I mean? Like that's just terrible. So I hope they don't. But if I had to guess, I would say probably. All right, so now we traded him. So now let's try to move Vastine and see what sorts of offers are there. Okay, now we're getting some teams that have some interest. I don't want a pitcher, though. There's Diaz. There's that guy from the Dodgers who can't hit but can field okay. Let's just look at prospects. So the White Sox, do they have money yet? Nope, they still don't have money. But we have money now, so we could potentially make this deal and get both of them. I'm thinking if we can pick up Romero. He's not a very good hitter, though. Okay, so, I mean, they're fine with that trade. Yeah, I'm not trading any of those players for him. He's making 23. He's not really a shortstop anymore either. I want a shortstop. That's like my big thing here. I want to find ourselves a shortstop for next season that I don't necessarily have to spend a lot of money on. So let's go to players. Let's look up shortstops. Let's find shortstops who have at least 65 control or defense, including minor leaguers. Give me Armando Cruz for Vastine straight up. Would that work? Yawn. No. Okay. Fair enough. That's it. There are only 9 shortstops in all of baseball who have 65 shortstop ratings. So let's do it this way. Fielding ratings, shortstop, infield range. All right. And then we need to add, what do we need to add? We need to add overall and potential. All right. David Arias. That's David Ortiz's real name, right? Or original name was David Arias, I believe. I don't think I can trade for him. Yeah, I can't. He was drafted this season. That's a shame. That's a good player, right? Was their first round pick this year? Yeah. All right. Armando Cruz, they won't give up. Nicky Lopez, they won't give up. So here's a crazy idea. In one of my online leagues, there was a guy who signed Matt Chapman, played him at shortstop, and Chapman ended up as like a 7-WAR player at shortstop. And it's a thought. Oscar Gonzalez. Now Marcelo Myers turned into a beast for the Red Sox. That's a reasonable contract. What would it take to pry Marcelo Meyer away from the Red Sox? So if we start with Vastine, yeah, you like a joke the same as everybody. I know. I just want to see if we throw prospects. Yeah, I can throw prospects. So they're just not giving up. All right, Meyer, that's fine. Gabriel Arias. Yeah, I like him. Okay, so they're at least willing to talk about it. So Vastine? Okay. I mean, there we go. So we can trade Austin Martin for Gabriel Arias, and we get ourselves a starting shortstop. Arias is very, very good defensively. He's passable offensively. I think that's a good deal. Austin Martin is okay, but certainly not anything that will, you know, that will kill us down the road if we don't make that trade. Do they have anybody else that I'd like? I personally don't think the A's are going to be moved too much of an investment. The problem is the owners are no longer making money because no one's going to the ballpark. What, they draw like 3,000 people to a game last week? So they can't be making a ton. Well, I guess they're probably making money from like the profit sharing and, you know, and all that stuff. But yes, something needs to be done in order to push them to make the team not profitable, but make the team to. That's why I think there should be a salary floor in baseball. There should be a salary floor, just like there's no salary cap, but there should be a floor at a minimum. There should be a floor at a minimum because now you have teams that have to spend money. The A's are making money and pocketing it. All right, so we'll pick up Gabriel Arias. So we've solved our shortstop issue here for the upcoming season. Pick up Gabriel Arias. Gives us $12 million to play with. Now, if we look at the trade block again, that's not what I wanted to do. Got Arenado on the block, Alec Boehm. I mean, Arenado would be nice. And we have a third baseman, though. Let's look at pitchers. Not that we necessarily need a pitcher, but like a Sean Gunther wouldn't be bad. All right, so they're willing to give me Gunther for anything. What if you retain? Okay, so literally for anything. Wow, okay. Okay. So we would get Sean Gunther. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer to me. Pitched to a 2.64 ERA, saved 26 games. Control pitcher, 3 good pitches. We would be paying him $1.368 million for the year. Yep, we'll make that deal. Pick up another pitcher. We could use... Oh, that's right. We have a contract offer out to a starting pitcher right now. Josiah Gray. I don't think we need to do anything else from a pitching perspective. What about offensively? We look at our lineup offensively, so we're going to have Adele back next season. Adele is going to be our left fielder. Yeah, we have Deegan, Ardone, and Bullard all to play first base and DH because Adele's going to be our starting left fielder. Let's get a scouting report on him. Make sure we know what we're looking at. Bullard is ARB eligible for next season, set to make 1.9. Arias is our shortstop. So, yeah, I mean, if we... And we're missing a second baseman. I mean, Ardone is not a second baseman. He's a first baseman or a DH. Same with Liam Deegan. In fact, he's become an outfielder given how bad he is on the infield. So we don't have a second baseman now. So, I mean, is Cartwright ready to go? I mean, I feel like he's probably ready to go at this point. I mean, he still has some room for growth, but... I mean, he's not... I mean, he's a better hitter than Vastine, and he's only a little bit worse defensively. What if we package Vastine and Pineda? What can we get here? You don't think there should be a salary floor, just no revenue sharing, competitive? Ultimately, baseball needs a salary cap. I mean, that's what it boils down to. Baseball needs a salary cap because that's how you keep it fair. I mean, that's the single biggest issue is baseball simply needs a salary cap. If it had a salary cap, that would solve a lot of the problems, but obviously that will never, ever, ever happen. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. We got Luis Camposano, catcher. Jazz Chisholm, no. Andres Jimenez. I think what I want to do, I am going to end up trading Vastine. At this point, I'm going to. You'd also have less games. Again, so the salary cap, the players won't ever go for. Fewer games, the players will never go for because it's less money for them. Let's look at the most popular hitters. So we got Luis Robert. I mean, we could probably make that work. Could bring back Sean Murphy. Could bring in a Jacob Stallings. What does he want? $14 million. Cedric Mullins. $23 million and arbitration. Let's look at this. Customize. What am I looking at? What am I looking for? I'm looking for overall potential. Looking for free agent type and contact gap, power, I and K, as well as, all right. Oh, demand. That's the other thing I wanted to look at was demand. Let's add demand. Where is that? Is it under miscellaneous? Yeah, right there. All right. So let's see if we can find something that works and bring in somebody who isn't looking for a ton of money. I mean, we could sign Stallings and we could trade Langlier. I mean, that's an option. Stallings is a really, really good defensive catcher. I mean, he's 36. So do I really want to bring in a 36-year-old catcher? I don't know. I mean, there's Andrelton Simmons. I mean, we used him as a fan interest stick a couple of years ago. George Springer. Yeah, now we're down to popular and yeah, I kind of like the idea of bringing in Stallings. On a short-term deal and then trading Langlier. But I'd like to be able to trade Langlier first. So let's see if anybody has any interest in him. There's a little bit. There's a little bit. What if we attached Vastine to it? Logan O'Hop. That's a name. Jesus Sanchez can hit a little bit. Making more money than I would like. Catcher I don't want. And Kalinic is $11 million arbitration number. I'll pass. Greg Jones, no. What if we look at veterans? Should look at the ARB number before I even bother looking at their yeah, I don't want to retain because I want to free up the money. That's kind of the whole point of this. So maybe we can find somebody and we can work backwards. Maybe that's the move. Davey Garcia's got 4 good pitches. Andres Jimenez is insignificant. Jose Barrero, and that was the guy they offered him. They offered us before. Matt Manning, good movement. More money than I'd want to pay. Here we go. Really? Cassius Thomas, sure. So if we back off of this, just add garbage players to it. You want Vodnik, you can have Vodnik. Okay. Oops. So, what if I remove Vastine now? Madugno is 21 years old. Yeah. This feels like a really good deal, guys. So Shea Langley, we retained 15%, so $756,000. We give up Hogan Harris, Victor Vodnik, a couple of pitchers we don't care about. And Andre Madugno, who is 21 years old. He spent 3 years in rookie ball. He finally hit this past season, but he's already 21. And then in return, we get Cassius Thomas. Fly ball pitcher, but good stuff. Elite movement, fastball slider pitcher, number 45 prospect in baseball. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. No-brainer. So we now have Cassius Thomas. He's hurt for... I mean, he's going to be out for a while, but we'll get him back mid-season. That feels like an awesome deal. So now let's get back in here and let's talk to Jacob Stallings. He wants a 2-year deal. Vesting option. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you... Let's do... Do I want to cheese? I mean, I don't care. I mean, we're the A's, so we need to sort of cheese things here a little bit. I'll give you $15 million in that second season if you catch 120 games. Huh. Okay, so you're not interested in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 15. 12? And 14? Okay. So, see if we can sign him to that deal, and then it leaves us with a couple $1 million to screw around with if we want to try to find another, like a very popular backup infielder or a popular relief pitcher or something like that. But now we have to find a catcher. So if the Stallings things doesn't work out, we're going to have to figure something else out, which I'm fine with. But so Josiah Gray, they offered him a better deal. 1.7, we'll offer you 2. Any word from... No word yet from... so New York, which New York team? So the Mets signed Luis Robert and that starting pitcher. So the World Series champions pick up a couple of huge names right off the bat. How long have I been going for? I think people are starting to get tired of listening to me, which makes sense. I get tired of listening to myself too. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going because, again, I got nothing going on. So we'll keep streaming, and we'll, I don't know, see if we can get through the end of the offseason, get to the beginning of next season. So still no word from Josiah Gray or Jacob Stallings, but they both favor the offers. Where are we front office-wise? Yeah, this is going to hurt. Hopefully bringing Stallings in will help, and we can start drawing people in. I did say in comments for one of my videos that if we can't make this work in Oakland, I'm not against moving the team to Las Vegas. So I might give it another couple seasons here in Oakland. And then if we just can't get that bump, if we can't get that that the fan interest, or if we just can't get that, then I'll put a poll up and see if people are interested in having me move the team to Vegas. We'll see if that is a thing down the road. But I don't want to give up on Oakland yet. I want to make it work in Oakland. And I feel like we can do that. I think we've got our pitching staff. I think we have a good pitching staff. I really do. Our offense has just been terrible. And hopefully we can get something in the Rule 5 here. That would be nice. I don't want to spend any more of that money until Stallings and Josiah Gray sign. so 2.6. I'll give you $3 million, and that's as far as I'll go. All right, so we're at the Rule 5. So is there anybody else that's eligible that we want to put? Yep, so Kenny Gomez we want to put on the 40-man. No, and yes, Dylan Campbell we want to put on the 40-man. All right, let's get to said 40-man. And we're picking 10th. Wow. Okay. Wow. Hopefully all these guys make it to us. And they do. All right. So, we got Zach Carden, who's 25 years old. I like the idea of Randy. Oh, no. Samuel Munoz is the one I like. 22 years old, high work ethic. He's not there yet. Luis Guerra. I kind of like them both. I kind of want to just take them both and see if we can make it work. Cole Foster's 25, the number 19 prospect in baseball. We may go heavy on the Rule 5 here and try to trade some of these players. So let's take the players that we need first. So let's go through this, and I don't even say need, but the players that I want to keep is probably a better way of putting it. All right, so Guerra, Munoz. Oh, come on, still be there. We lost Danny Gomez. Okay, that's fine. Is it our pick? It is. We're going to take Munoz. We're going to take Foster. Fan interest increased slightly because of that. And then what else do we want? I mean, no reason for us not to keep going here. And then trading players away is let's look at pitchers. Are there any pitchers available? Damiak, no. Yeah, there are no pitchers. It's a good Rule 5. It's a really nice Rule 5 draft here we have. Jerry Torres looks like a slightly above average hitter at everything. Peter Worth, I've already looked at him. Vaquero. Colon is a righty. What does our outfield look like right now? Adele, yeah, we got plenty of outfielders. Do I want to take Carden too? But again, he's a lefty. I don't need two lefty first basemen. But man, that is just crazy power. We're going to take him. And then we're just going to sort it out afterwards. We're just going to take him. All right. Oh, I got to waive somebody first. That is fine. Who do I want to waive? Waive both of these guys, I think. He's well known, though. So we'll waive Hall. Get back in here and take Zach Carden. And then we will call it a draft. And then let's see what we can get for some of these players. Jordan Yamamoto was the top pick in the Rule 5. Interesting. All right. Okay. So we just picked up a couple of decent players. We now have a ton of first basemen. We got Bullard, Carden, and Munoz. Munoz, maybe Munoz is the, I mean, he's got high work ethic. Carden's 25. He's more fully developed. I'd like to keep one of them alongside Bullard. But then we also have Ardone, who's probably a first baseman, and we've got Deegan, who's probably a first baseman. So we got a lot of options. I'd like to keep Guerra. So let's, I guess, look at him, Foster and Vastine. Because why not? Where are we going? Foster. Let's see. Yeah, I try not to do that as that frequently, Ranger, just because it feels, I don't know, it feels gamey, you know, that you're gaming the AI, but given that we're playing Oakland, like, I don't care. Like, we need the help. So we're going to do it. Yep, there we go. Jose Sanabria, there we go. So can we get him and Wes Kath? That would be awesome. No, they don't like that. All right. But still, Vastine and Cole Foster for Jose Sanabria, a 21-year-old righty with just monster power. I like to see if I can, you know, kind of screw around with this and make it work in a way that works for me. So you didn't like that, but what if we gave you Carden? Okay, so it requires Cole Foster, which is fine. Except now you're saying no. What's going on here? I feel like I should have the okay to push this deal through. I feel like I should be able to go into commissioner mode and push this deal through because it was there. You can see it's right here. And it was, and they agreed to the deal before, but then as soon as I put Kath on there, they said no. I feel like I'm justified. What do you think, Ranger? What do you think? You think I'm justified going into commissioner mode and pushing this deal through? Yeah, I feel like I'm going to do it. I feel like I'm going to do it because it was there. You saw it. It was there. It said approved. So we're going to go in. We're going to play in commissioner mode for just a second. We're going to come back here, and we're going to force this trade. And then we're going to go back into this. We're going to go here, and we'll go back into commissioner mode, and there. So we pick up Jose Sanabria. All right, so now what does our lineup even look like right now? We've just added a ton of players here. I don't even know what our lineup looks like. So let's clear the lineup. So we have Luis Guerra. We need to get a scouting report on him. Because if his eye is truly a 70 and his avoid K is a 55, he is likely our starting second baseman. So let's just assume his ratings are legit. So he'll be our starting second baseman. Joe Adell's going to bat third. Poisson's going to bat fourth. Our number 2 hitter. So Sanabria can bat fifth and play right. Who would our number 2 hitter be in this instance? I think Ardone at DH. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say we have. I hesitate to say we have too much talent because we clearly, I mean, we've been an under 500 team. Arias at short, and this isn't really kind of. This isn't. I don't think this is going to be the ultimate lineup, but Crow Armstrong in center. Hopefully, we have Stallings at catcher, And then first base, we have Deegan, Bullard, Munoz, and Carden, all of whom can play first base. So I like the idea of keeping Munoz because he's 22. High work ethic, but he ultimately will be what Zach Carden is right now with the bat. Maybe. Right? Maybe. 65, 65, 70. 80, 75, 60. So if we do... I mean, I'm getting kind of crazy here with some of these moves. I'd like to keep Deegan just because he's our guy. But what if we did something like Munoz and Bullard? See what sorts of deals we can get. Not much. Less than I would have anticipated. Joey Cantillo. Not all that good. Yeah, not much there. So what if we remove him? What if we just put Munoz in there? The White Sox are still interested. Extreme fly ball pitcher. Can we get Parker Welch? So they would trade me Samuel Munoz for Norge Vera and Parker Welch. He's a captain. 24 years old. Basically would replace Vastine, who we did just trade him, right? Yeah, we did just trade Vastine. I just want to see what's the most we can get out of this. Thayer, yeah, I'm not giving up any of those players. Trying to save as much money here as I can, right? And with Oakland, that's obviously critical. I was looking right at it where it said, we will accept your offer, and just kept bringing the money back. All right, so this would save us $455,000. Munoz is a decent player. Parker Welch is really not that good, though. High leader, high work ethic, captain. Didn't hit last year. What if we remove Welch and put in Garcia instead? What if we just removed Vera? Fastball, slider, pitcher. 24 years old. Can we make this happen somehow? Guerra, Munoz, Parker, plus, yeah, I'm not giving you any of those players. You want Pineda? Give you Shepard and pull Pineda out. Batanti, no. Weisenberger. We would upgrade from Weisenberger to Garcia. And then essentially we're trading Munoz for Welch. And I don't know that that's a great deal. We have so many first basemen. Bullard, Carden, Munoz, and Deegan. Yeah, we have a glut, if you will. We have a glut, and it's a good glut, but it's a glut. So let's see what else we can do. Let's see what else we can do from I don't think we're not desperately in need of pitching, but I mean, if we could pick up an elite reliever, I mean, I would be down for that. You know, a pre-arb type guy. That might be pretty cool. So let's find... That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go here. Let's go to relief pitchers. 70 stuff. Something like that. I got Reed Goldman. Dylan White from Houston. They got him from the White Sox. So the White Sox just hate pitchers, apparently. So what could we do for Dylan White? You want some of our prospects that we don't want? You want Samuel Munoz? No, you don't. Okay. Number 23 prospect in the game. I don't think they would give him up for... Well, he's not even that good. He just has a curveball. So what if we backed this off to 50? Now we get Anthony Solamento. Not pre-arb. I really wanted a pre-arb guy. That was kind of like my thing. I wanted a pre-arb. Wow, okay. So that made a difference. So dropping it from 65 to 70 makes all the difference. I mean, Garcia is that guy. He is that pre-arb guy. Elite control. I mean, maybe we make this deal. Maybe we figure out a way to make this happen. I think, can we do it for Cardin? No, you don't like Cardin. You like Munoz, and I'm okay with that. So we could do Munoz and Shepard for Garcia. That gives us a 1 year of ARB left. He's going to be ARB eligible next season, but it gives us another pitcher who's currently hurt, but he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. He's popular, so we will get a fan interest bump, and we'll make that deal. All right. So we now have added Cassius Thomas and Jorge Garcia to our bullpen. Thomas, I'm really excited about. I can't believe Houston traded him to me. I'm really excited about him. So we've cut this back a little bit. So now we have Bullard and Cardin sort of rotating at first base, although Cardin likely is not to hit. So even if we end up cutting him, that's fine. That still leaves us with Guerra at second base. And if he doesn't work out, we got Nick Cartwright who's ready to go. Cartwright will start probably in AAA, and we'll see how that goes. So let's sim ahead, see what happens with Stallings. Would love to bring him in as our starting catcher for the next year or two. And we're at a point with what we've done this offseason, we could potentially trade Joe Adell at this point too. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Off-season center, free agency. Okay, so we're still pending with Gray. Stallings favors our offer. What happens if we offer up Joe Adell? Patrick Sandoval. Just Patrick Sandoval. Kloffenstein, no. All right, we're just going to hold on to Adell and hope that he opts out. If he doesn't, we're kind of hosed, but hopefully he opts out after next season. So we're only paying him like $13 million this year or something. So it's a reasonable contract. Going. Saves as it gets to the end of the year, so we'll get through that. Ketel Marte, 308. Highland Hall. So Toronto had the 1 and 2 home run hitters in the American League, 47 and 46. Vlad had himself a season. No Oakland A's on this list anywhere. Come on. Oh, we're at December 31st. Tuesday. What are we doing? All right. So we signed Jacob Stallings. There's the deal. That is nice. So we'll put him on the active roster. What does that do for fan interest? It's up to a 63 now. So revenue per game is down to negative 2.2. So hopefully that will increase here. What else can we do from a popularity perspective? Yeah, there's not much. Could bring in a Corey Nebel. Actually, we can't. We don't have the money to bring in a Corey Nebel. Clark Schmidt. Let's offer him a... I can't offer him a major league contract. Let's offer him a minor league contract. Oh, it has to. Okay, so even... All right, well, let's offer him a minor league contract, see if he wants to come to our team. And he's not interested in discussing it with us. All right, whatever. He's angry at us. How are the pitchers Green and Lodolo? You mean the Reds? Hunter Green and Nick Lodolo with the Reds? We will look. All right, so we get Josiah Gray. That is nice as well. We can look at the Reds. Neither of them are on the team. Well, there's Hunter Green. He's now a closer. 27 years old. Not particularly good. Had a nice rookie season in 2022. But sort of fell off the map a little bit after that. And then Nick Lodolo is a relief pitcher in the Orioles organization, taken in the Rule 5 draft. This past season looked like he was let go by the Reds, signed by the Yankees, taken in the Rule 5 by the Orioles. So neither of them have amounted to a whole lot in this playthrough. All good, Cranes. All good. How are you doing this afternoon? Thanks for poking your head in and saying hi. All right, so do we get our... Okay, so we got our... So our scout likes him even more now. That contact and gap power, 55. That eye and discipline is elite. And he's got enough avoid Ks. He's not going to be a very good second baseman. He's not going to get to his zone rating. Is going to be really bad. You can see it was really bad in the minors. But I think with Arias at short, let's get a scouting report on Gabriel Arias. Arias at short. Poisson, how did he do at third last year? Slightly below average. Okay. So yeah, defensively we're not as good as we have been in the past, but like I'm excited about some of these players. Scouting report. Let's see what we get on Sanabria. And let's keep going. Yeah, it's one of the things I love about Out of the Park baseball is I've seen people argue, go on to like the forums and stuff and argue that like, Mike Trout isn't Mike Trout and Barry Bonds isn't Barry Bonds in a historical playthrough or whatever. And the response is always, well, this game isn't it's not a simulation. Like the game doesn't look at Barry Bonds and go, oh, this is Barry Bonds. He needs to be awesome. It looks at it like he's a series of pixels. And sometimes those pixels work out and sometimes they don't. And it's one of the things I absolutely love about the game. So, yeah. So that's kind of what happened there. Where are we? Oh, we're at the Hall of Fame voting. Who made it? And we'll go back and we'll take a look at some of the free agent signings here in a second. But who made the Hall of Fame? Todd Helton and CC Sabathia both make the Hall of Fame. So Helton makes it in his 9th season. Sabathia in his 3rd. Beltran will likely make it next year. And then everybody else, I don't know. Lester may make it 43% in his first season. Andrew Jones gets dropped. Scott Rowland gets dropped. Utley, Clippard, McCann, Soria, Santana, Carpenter, Lucroy, Davis, Upton, and Arrieta. Tyler Mahle signs with the Astros. $10.5 million a year over 5 years. That is a great deal for them. If we go to the off-season center, Alcantara signs with Washington, 5 years, $37 million. There's Stallings' deal with us. Cabrera, 3 years, $20 million with the Phillies. Brady Singer. Luis Castillo, 5 years, $47 million to the Cardinals. Andrew Heaney, just under $10 million a year to go to the Braves. Joey Gallo, a 4-year, $34 million deal with the Mets. The Mets throwing money around a year after winning the World Series. Luis Robert, there's that 7-year, $167 million deal. You think Jimmy Rollins is a Hall of Famer? Let's take a look at him. So Jaws is below average. Black Ink, I mean, everything's below average. 2,500 hits. 264 hitter. I mean, he was okay. I mean, what was his best season? 2007? By far. I mean, he was all right. I mean, he was a good shortstop for a long time, but I don't know that he's a Hall of Famer. 1 year with 200 hits. Led the league in stolen bases 1 year. Led the league in triples 4 times. Led the league in runs once. But that was really it. He's pretty good. Nostalgia. Yeah, I mean, that's why I vote for Dustin Pedroia every year. I don't think Dustin Pedroia is actually going to make it to the Hall of Fame, but I'm still going to vote for him because it's Dustin Pedroia. Yeah, so we don't have any money left to do anything. Do we want to trade anybody? Do we want to try to trade anybody? Adele is the big one. Our scout likes the home run power. I mean, if we can get these numbers out of Joe Adele, I'll be fine with it. Estes needs to bounce back. Gleason needs to continue to have a good season. Nolasco, our scout doesn't like him. We signed him last season, but our scout is not all that high on him. OSA is super high on him. I wonder if that means nobody wants him. That's interesting. He's number 23 prospect in baseball. OSA has him listed as 5 stars, and nobody wants him. That's really interesting. Huh. Okay. It's fine. Hopefully he develops and turns into a reasonable star. He's signed to a pretty reasonable contract, I think. 5, 6, 5, and then we get into arbitration in 2031. So we even have Josiah Gray, his ARB. We have his ARB year next year. So that means he was non-tendered by Washington. Yes, we're at $102 million for next season. So we are going to have to shave some money next year. But again, that's a next year problem. Let's keep simming ahead. So I think what we'll do, guys, is we'll get up to opening day. Depending on how quickly we can get to opening day, maybe we'll play that game, quote-unquote play that game, and then that'll be that. Because, I mean, I've been going for, I don't know, almost 3 hours now. We got to put Gray on the 40-man. I can't put him on the 40-man. Judd Fabian. It looks like he has regressed, so we will designate Mr. Fabian. Put Gray. Let's get up to preseason. And I'm also hungry. I didn't have lunch. That's a problem. But I do want to thank those of you who have come in and hung out today. Cranes and Jim Jams and Ranger and Cantripple and PM and those of you who have, posted on my videos. I appreciate it. He dropped our team budget. Is this guy going to die soon? He's 65. Will you die soon, please? This guy's killing me. Absolutely killing me. All right. Absolutely killing me. I feel like we had a good offseason. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we picked up a couple of studs in the offseason this year. Yeah, I mean, obviously trading Corbin Burns hurts, but I don't care about the World Baseball Classic. That's annoying. It's really annoying. You guys are laughing at me. I don't think it's funny. dropped our budget even more. That's Oakland for you. So yeah, it's 2027. We'll probably go through the 27 and 28 seasons, and if things just aren't getting any better, like even if we start winning and we don't get any sort of budget increase, we may consider the Vegas route. But again, I'll put that up to a vote in my on my channel, and I'll let you guys kind of decide. So we will see. But yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I mean, not that we were going to do anything with that $4 million anyway. I mean, right now it doesn't really hurt us because it's not going to drop our Arias can't really hit, but he can field. Okay, that's fine. It's not going to, like, as long as I don't touch my scouting and my development and my draft budget, that money will stay there. So whatever. And I have myself set on I can't be fired, so I'll spend as much money this year as I want, and he won't be able to fire me. But I feel like we did a really nice job with our minor league system this offseason. I feel like we added a couple of really good pieces, high impact type bats, so hopefully they work out for us. Hopefully our pitching staff can rebound. You know, that was kind of an issue last season. So our pitching staff wasn't as good as it has been in previous years, which is part of the reason we ended. And I mean, because our offense was better, but our pitching staff wasn't as good. So, yeah, hopefully that changes this season and our pitching staff can rebound. Although without Corbin Burns, it's questionable. But maybe adding a better defensive catcher, you know, maybe that changes things for us. We'll see. We're getting there. We're almost at spring training. My coffee's empty. I love iced coffee. Love it. All right, so we are at spring training. So we're going to let the AI... So Thomas is still hurt, so we'll just put him on the injured list. I'm on the 60-day for now. We're going to go 6-man rotation, put Josiah Gray out there. And then we will let the AI set the bullpen. Don't care about that. And then lineups, we will let the AI set it, but then... Yeah, wants to bat Crow Armstrong lead off. You shut up. Like, that's not happening. Who isn't starting that probably should be? I need to get Sanabria some time in left and right. Yeah, we have too many bats that are similar, right? Sanabria, Deegan. I mean, yeah, so it'll be interesting. Here's another second baseman that's got a really good batting eye. Pacheco is fine. I want him to play center. Sanabria, they want him in right. I don't want him in right with that arm. Oh, shoot. I never did that. And I don't think I can. Damn it. I don't think I can do it because I am past the off season. You do it here. You do it under one of the... At least I think you do. Can you change the All-Star game date? Where is it? All-Star game settings. There we go. Just do it like that. Put it on the 11th. So click off automatically schedule All-Star game and then put in the date you want it to change it. So there you go. Thank you for bringing that up because it had been played the wrong date like 3 straight years or something. Yeah, he looks. I have so many players that are like the same that have this profile that are second baseman. I want Sanabria playing in left every 4th game and Deegan playing every 3rd game. I guess we'll do it the other way around. So I can get Sanabria time in left field and in right field. Kevin Parker, I want him to back up at second. I want him to get that playing time. Campbell will get that playing time as well. That's fine. All right, let's start simming through preseason or spring training. So did you see that, Kevin? You just unclick the automatically change or automatically schedule the date and go from there. 0-3. There we go. Good start to spring training for us. Pacheco's out for a week. That's fine. Yes, it absolutely should be. It should schedule it on the 11th, which is usually when it comes up in game. In fact, we'll go forward. When this pauses at the end of the month, we'll pause and we'll go forward. Pacheco suffers a setback. That's fine. Let's look at our schedule. So it's got to be played on the 5th. So I actually have to change it. I need to change it again, which is fine because at least I know what the date is this time. Game settings. Come on. 6th. So now if we go to our schedule, it should, in theory, there we go. There's the All-Star game. So we are good. Yeah, I don't know why it does it. It's why it's called a bug, right? I don't have any idea. But that's an easy way to fix it. So... All right, so it's March 1st. Opening day is what? The 25th? All right, let's just sim up to like the 23rd. Yeah, we are going to have... let's put Estes there. How long is Nolasco out for? 1 day. We're going to have a lot of potential trade pieces that we can trade for positions of weakness, which is, I guess, a good thing. But we play in a tough division, right? I mean, the Astros and the Angels are always very, very good. So we're sort of always battling that, that we're playing a fifth of our game against two of the best teams in the division. It's played on the Tuesday. Yeah, I think so. I just put it in there in the middle because everything else is played the day before. So you get that day off where you get the home run derby and the futures game. Technically, because I think technically the All-Star game and the Futures games are played on the same day. I believe you get the notification on the same day. And then there's just the days off afterwards. Technically, it should only be 3 days off. But here it gives you 4 for some reason. I don't know. I'm not too terribly concerned about it. It doesn't seem to mess with the game at all. If it affected their fatigue and stuff, that might be an issue. But it doesn't really seem to bother to affect their fatigue. Burrows is hurt for a couple of weeks. It's fine. Bring Estes back. Make sure he goes back in the rotation. Play next week. Yeah, like I said, I think in this game, I think the Futures game is played on the same day as the All-Star game. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how it works. 8-17, not a good spring training for us, but hopefully, of course, thanks. Because out of the park baseball, we lose our ace on opening day or the day before opening day. So we have 37 players on our rosters. We have 16 pitchers, so we only have to send down 3 pitchers. I don't know if he's going to go down. Oh, he will. Okay, good. Taylor can go down. And we have to send 1 more pitcher to the minors. It can't be any of these guys. We need them to be starters for us this year. I guess it'll be Garcia. So we'll go to a 5-man rotation. And who is our 5th starter? guess it's Cole Franklin for now. Wonderful. So Estes will get the opening day start, then Nolasco, I guess. Then Gray, then Thayer, then Franklin. That's a bad rotation. July 2024, and you've only had 1 month of over 5. That's not good, man. That's rough. So we're going to have to lean on our bullpen here, right? We're going to have to lean on our bullpen here for at least until we get Gleason back. So I think we go the double stopper route here with Gunther and Depperman. Gunther will be the backup closer, if you will. Brule, I want him as middle relief. Hansen, I want as middle relief, using him more often. So Garcia will be our closer with that control. Gunther and Depperman will be our stoppers. Hansen will use... We're going to lean on Garcia, Gunther, Depperman, and Hansen here until we can get some healthy pitchers. And then Brule, Beckway, Weisenberger, and Romero will be our bullpen. So that leaves us with 34. So we have to send 7 batters to the minors. So Doom, Campbell, Parker, Halpin, Pacheco, Gomez. That's 6. Right? That's 6. No, that's 5. So we got to send 2 more batters down. Do we send Hins down? I think so. Because we got that same sort of pop out of Cardin. Oh, and Pacheco. All right. So there is our opening day roster. Ugh. We don't really have a backup third baseman, though. That's a bit of... I mean, I guess Liam Deegan can play it in a pinch. But it just means we're going to be leaning on Poisson. All right. So that's our lineup. Or that's our team, I guess. So let's clear the lineups. Let's get the batting ratings. And let's start to set said lineup. So batting I. So Guerra is going to bat leadoff against lefties. He's not going to bat leadoff against righties because I don't like that contact. Who bats? So Ardone will bat leadoff against righties. Batting third will be Adele. Fourth will be Wood. Poisson will be fifth. Who bats in that number 2 hole? I kind of want to start Cardin against righties just to see what sorts of numbers he's going to put up with that bat and leave Bullard as the backup. I think that's what I'm going to do. Santa Maria, I need to get out there, but where? I think we do... Ooh, what do I do here? You can bat him second, I guess. What do I do here? Because Santa Maria needs to be out there every day, I think. Armstrong will bat last. So I need a shortstop and a catcher. So based off this lineup, we go Stallings and Arias. So we got a lot of mix and matching to do here. So Bullard, I want Sanabria out there multiple games a week. So he's going to play every 4th game against in right field. He's going to play every 5th game in left field. And he's going to be our designated hitter every 3rd game. So he's going to play 3 times a week. Bullard there. Deegan once a week at 3rd and every 5th game in left. 55 range. It's fine. He can play once a week in center field. I don't care. And against lefties, this lineup's going to look, I think, a little different. So if we paste the lineup, so we got to get Deegan out there against lefties for sure. We can sit Carden down. Put Bullard out there at first. I don't want to sit down Crow Armstrong. I need that glove in my lineup, but we can sit down Wood. And Sanabria will come in and play right field there. We'll switch these two. Deegan's still not out there. What do I do with Deegan? I guess Deegan just backs up everywhere I can. Get him like 3 games a week, like that. Yeah, that'll work. Let's get to opening day. Get to opening day. We'll play opening day, and we will call it the very first Out of the Park Baseball live stream here on Around the World Sports. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here this afternoon, guys. I've had fun, and I didn't want to stop playing. I wanted to keep playing. So now that I'm done with this live stream, or almost done with this live stream, I'll be able to have another video for you guys on Monday. So we'll have Friday, Saturday, so 2 videos today, and then 1 on Monday. So that'll be really cool. I got the bug. All right, here we go. So owner expects to play 500 baseball. I want our owner to die. That would be wonderful. We don't have a top 10 prospect. Where's our minor league system? 10th. Parker's 18th, Munoz 25th, Sanabria, Pacheco, and Guerra. So we picked up 2 top 100 prospects this year in Luis Guerra and Jose Sanabria. We got Pacheco, who's going to start in AAA. He's likely our starting center fielder as early as next season. And then Crow Armstrong can move into a backup outfield role, which probably makes sense. So we're going to send Campbell down to AA. We will disable AI promotion. We're going to send Doom to high A. I think that's good, right? Yeah, I still would like to move Pineda. He's been lapped by a bunch of people. Kenny Gomez up to 3.5 stars now. We got a lot of young talent. Question is, will it develop? None better than Jonathan Munoz. Holy crap. All right. Well, we got the Minnesota Twins here on opening day, so let's see if I can break my streak, because I have not won a single game in Out of the Park Baseball 23 that I've played on a live stream or in a video yet. So it has us winning the American League West. Are you for real? Okay, 90-72 record. It has us winning the West. I'll take it. I will take it. We don't have a single pitcher or batter here, but it has us winning the West. The surprise of surprises. All right, let's play this game against the Twins. So we send out Ardoin, Guerra, Adele. James Wood bats cleanup, plays right field. Poisson at third. Carden at first. Stallings does the catching. Arias at short. Crow Armstrong does the catching. Joey Estes looking to bounce back from a terrible season a year ago. 6-16, 5.44. They've got Emmanuel Rodriguez batting leadoff, playing right. India at at third, batting second. Kirilloff at first. Franmil Reyes, the designated hitter. Ian Happ out in left. Buxton batting sixth, playing center field. Cooper Hummel is the catcher. DJ LeMahieu at second. And Dansby Swanson does play shortstop. And Jordan Balazovic will be their starting pitcher. 6-6, 4.62 a year ago. So let's play this game. And hopefully, like I said, we can emerge victorious. So Ardone, Guerra, and Adele here against Balazovic. It's a strikeout, 2-3. Oh, it grounded out to the catcher. Guerra now draws a walk. So there you go. There's that batting eye doing its thing right off the bat. Joe Adele grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. All right, so Estes against Emmanuel Rodriguez is a pull hitter. Shift to the right. Diving catch out in center field by PCA. India is an extreme pull hitter, so we will hard shift to the left and shift the outfield to the left. 2-2 pitch to India. Base hit to center. And Kirilloff. He's a spray hitter, so put the infield at double play depth. 3-6 fielder's choice. And Franmil Reyes is an extreme pull hitter as well. We will hard shift left on him. And he strikes out. All right. So one inning in the books. No score. James Wood flies out to right. Poisson strikes out. And Carden strikes out. He's going to do that a lot this year, but hopefully he can run into 30 or 40 baseballs. Ian Happ is an extreme pull hitter, so we will hard shift right and shift the outfield to the right. And he grounds it into the shift. Buxton the other way. Hard shift left. And outfield to the left. Oh, another 1-out single for the Twins. Cooper Hummel. We're just going to put the infield at double play depth against him. Buxton steals second base. So now we can shift to the right. 3-2 pitch. Pop out. And DJ LeMahieu comes up with a runner at second and 2 outs. And he strikes out. So they've had a 1-out single in each inning, but haven't been able to score. Here comes Jacob Stallings, his first at bat as in Oakland A. Pops out to center. Gabriel Arias, his first at bat as in Oakland A. Strikes out. And Crow Armstrong. Fly out to right. So we have no hits through 3 innings. It's pretty typical for the Oakland A's. Dansby Swanson, hard shift left. Man, they got a lot of extreme pull hitters. Is that a home run? Sure is. So we are losing 1-0. Emmanuel Rodriguez now. There's another base hit. Jonathan India, hard shift left. Outfield, shift left. It's going to be a fly out to center. Kirilloff is a spray hitter, so we will double play depth. See if we can turn 2 against Kirilloff. He strikes out. Franmil Reyes, hard shift to the left. Outfield, hard shift to the left. All right, so we only give up the 1 run. But given the way our offense has performed through 3, that might be enough. Ardone leads off. Flies out to right. Guerra's the only man who's reached. He reached on a walk. Did he just tie it? No, it's a fly out to right. And Adele. So we're only being no hit through 4. That's a thing. But that's okay. It's still early, both in the game and in the season. E5, so more base runners for the Twins. 1-2 pitch to Buxton, strike 3. Cooper Hummel, double play depth. 3-2 pitch to him, ground ball to third. 5-4 fielder's choice, and LeMahieu. Ground ball to short. And that retires the side. How many pitches? So he's only thrown 64 pitches. All right, that's fine. He should still be good. Wood will bat now. Hit by a pitch, so we get the leadoff man on. Poisson just gave us the lead. That's a 2-run home run. First hit of the game. First hit of the season for the Oakland A's is a 2-run bomb by Robert Poisson. Zach Carden now. We just went back-to-back. I knew putting Carden in the lineup would give us some offense. We go back-to-back here in the 5th. Stallings. Ground ball to short. 1 away. Arias. Strike out. And Crow Armstrong. So we got our first 2 hits of the season. They're both home runs, and we are up 3-1. Dansby Swanson. Hard shift left, outfield shift left, and I think we need to get bullpen up because he's only at 64 pitches, but his stamina is depleting. We will get Depperman up. 0-2 to Swanson. Grounds it into the shift. 1 away. Rodriguez. Shift to the right. Shift to the right. 2-1 pitch. He singled his last time. He's going to fly out to center here. And India. That's not what I wanted to do. Hard shift left. This is what I wanted to do. 0-2 pitch to India. All right, so we get 5 out of Estes, which is fine. We will sit Depperman down now. We'll bring him back up at the beginning of the inning so he can come in to start the 6th. We got the top of the order up. Ardone with a fly out to right. They bring in a lefty here in the 5th, or in the 6th. He strikes out Guerra. And Adele now. Strikes out Adele. So Depperman is ready. Estes went the first 5. We got Depperman facing 3, 4, 5. First batter is Kirilloff, and he strikes out. Now Franmil Reyes, hard shift to the left. Hits it into the shift. 2 away. And Ian Happ, hard shift to the right. Outfield will shift to the right as well. It's a 2-out single for Ian Happ. Buxton now, hard shift left. 0-2 pitch to him. Another single, so 2 2-out singles here for the Twins. Cooper Hummel, shift to the right. Let's get out of this. Come on. 1-2 pitch to him is strike 3. There we go. All right, so we get out of that. We give up a couple hits. Depperman, we're going to get Gunther ready here for the 7th. So we got lefty, switch, and then lefty. So we'll let Wood bat. We will pinch hit for Carden, though. Wood pops out to right. 1 away. Poisson. Base hit to right. So 2 hits for Robert Poisson here on opening day. We will pinch hit Bullard for Carden. And it doesn't matter because he strikes out. All right, so Stallings now. Maybe a bloop single. So 2 singles here in the 6th inning, or 7th inning, I guess. We got Arias up with 2 on and 2 out, and he's going to ground out to second. Oh, E4. E4, run's going to score. That's huge. We are up 4-1. Crow Armstrong, if he can get a hit off a lefty here, bring in a couple of righty. Okay. Nope, he struck out. All right, that's fine. Bullard at first. Is Depperman tired? No, he's still good, so we will let him pitch to LeMahieu. And he walks him. We are going to take him out now, though, and bring in Gunther. Dansby Swanson, hard shift left. He gets a bunt down. Sacrifice bunt. I'm fine with that. Shift to the right against Rodriguez. Grounds out to first. 2 away. And India. Hard shift left. Grounds back to the pitcher. And that retires the side. Cool. So we are still up by 3 runs going to the 8th. I should get another pitcher up just to be safe. We will get Nick Hansen up. Gunther's only thrown 4 pitches, so he's fine. But Ardone against Fuenmayor. Going to be a single. Yep, a leadoff single for Ardone. Brings up Guerra now. He strikes out. And we got Adele. Pops out in foul territory. And Wood. Wood grounds out. And LeMahieu has to come out of the game. So we will stick with Gunther here against Kirilloff. Ground ball to third, 1 out. We got Franmil Reyes, hard shift left. 2-2 pitch to Reyes. Grounds it into the shift. 2 outs, and Happ. Hard shift left. Grounds it away from the shift, but right at the first baseman. All right, so now we can sit down Hansen, and we can get Jorge Garcia up. And we've got 5, 6, 7 going in the top of the ninth with a 4-1 lead. Poisson with his third hit of the game. We only have 6. He's got 3 of them. Bullard now. Fly ball to right. Catch is made out there. 1 away. Stallings pops up to the shortstop. 2 away. And Arias flies out to right. So we're going to go to the ninth with a 3-1 lead. As I mentioned at the beginning of this game, I have not won a single game that I've played in a video or a live stream in Out of the Park 23. Hopefully this is the... we'll see what happens here as we have a 3-run lead. Garcia against Buxton. Buxton the first out of the inning. Looks like he's going to fly out to PCA and center. He does. Cooper Hummel. We will shift to the right. Hummel with a 1-out single to right field. Brings up Spencer Steer. 2-2 pitch to him. Grounds it to the second. On to short. Over to first. And that does it. So we win. On opening day, that is the first game I have won on a live stream or a video. I think I am 1-6, 1-7. So we win opening day by the final score of 4-1. Big hitter, Robert Poisson, 3 for 4. Home run, 2 runs knocked in. Carden hit his first home run of the year. Estes gets the win. Our bullpen does exactly what we're going to need them to do this year. And we win on opening day. So before we end it, let's look at the waiver wire and see if there is anything here of interest to us. Usually it's pitchers, but a couple of 4-star pitchers. Braden Zarbinski. Extreme ground ball, making $2 million. Devin Williams is on here, but making $6.8 million. I can't afford that. I mean, I could claim Zarbinski, but like, who would we send down? I mean, we could send down, he's certainly better. I'll try to claim him. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to claim him given my salary issues, but we'll try. Yeah, I can't afford him. All right. Well, that sucks. It sucks, but that's okay. All right, guys. So that's it. So we made it through the off season, and I think we added some nice pieces. We are preseason predictions has us winning the American League West this season. So on Monday, it will be May 1st, and then we'll do May, June, July like we normally do. And if I've got time, sometime over the next week, maybe I'll try to do another live stream. This was fun. I enjoyed it. But 3+ hours is enough for me. I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm old. So I need to get some food in me and take a nap before the Celtics take on the Heat this evening. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. I had a good time tonight, or today, I guess. And I'm going to be live again tomorrow night on the GM Games Twitch channel with my Arizona Diamondbacks playthrough. So if you aren't tired of my face yet, come join over there and come say hello. So, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks.